Hello.
Hello.
Lex is slandering.
That's in the recording. So it's been a while because I've been dying from dental work. So I've been basically bedridden. Not bedridden, but not wanting to do anything. So hello. We're back. Announcements. The last week's session of Lex's campaign that should have happened is now happening at the end of this month. But it's still happening. So stay tuned. It's going to be fun. Unless Lex gets mad and kills us all off because of the delay, which I would understand.
And then it's just going to be a me and Lex campaign where we fight each other in 1v1 combat.
Do it.
IRL.
IRL.
That's how I fight.
Street
we meet
fighting.
up in a different city every month, and we just punch each other.
Do it.
Subscribe. Thank you.
Kate, what do you want to talk about?
So at the end of August, check out the new show. Lex and I punch each other for 20 minutes in a new city every month. It's not real.
You can find the link on
what's the first
your,
city?
your red tree or whatever it's called.
The first city is actually a digital city called redbubble.com/shop/KR Theater, where you can check out merch for this channel, unofficially official, such as this campaign's party name, the Lunartics, or the previous campaign's party name, the Funky Casuals. Go check it out! Yeah!
Or else.
Or else Lex and I will come to your city and punch you.
No.
Well,
No.
for legal...
For legal reasons, that is a joke.
that is a joke.
Everything up to the threat is not a joke. Unless...
Okay. So, last we left off, the Lunartics were welcomed into the home of the Elementalists, a place filled with vibrant paintings of the elemental planes and bustling with ice methods, flitting about, dusting shelves, and doing chores. The individual that let them in, an ice genasi named Kelric Hailthorn, led them into a cozy lounge and offered them seats and tea. The individual introduced himself as a member of the Verdant Walkers. Shout out to Lex's campaign. An order based on the continent of Felrinthis. He and his wife had come to Volkil in search of the very object the party now carried, a shard of a primordial being linked to the para-elemental plane of ice. According to Kelric, these shards are ancient and powerful, capable of channeling catastrophic elemental forces. The Walkers possess other fragments tied to the remaining elemental planes, but the one the Lunartics have was only half of a whole. Based on the shard's recent theft, the thief's connections, and the state of the continent, after many conversations, the party and Kelric came to a conclusion. The other half was likely in the hands of none other than the Rime King himself. Kelric took the shard back and promised he'd do his best to have his order aid the group when the time came, in requiring the second piece, which would mean dealing with the Rime King. Following this revelation, the Lunartics made their way through the city, passing what remained of Abraham's mural that he was arrested for, now vandalized with rebellious graffiti. Among the scrawled defiance were phrases like "Don't silence our voice" and "The ever-classy the Rime King eats dong," etched in some sort of indestructible material. At the clock tower, you all met the halfling conspiracy theorist Belland Bill, a lead helmet-wearing individual who believes the city is under constant surveillance by unseen forces. Despite his paranoia, he welcomed you with food, drink, and a hidden entrance to the city's sewers, all tucked discreetly within his tower should need be, and he gifted you all a lead helmet. From there, you made your way to the cremation pits, where you met Scratch, a resourceful kobold alchemist gathering saltpeter for his explosives from the decay and the rot of the dead underground. Deep within the cold storage of the ice house, Scratch revealed a troubling secret. The plague victims being cremated weren't from the slums, nor were they diseased, but they were from the noble district, drained of blood, crudely disguised, and dumped among the poor with signs pointing to vampiric involvement. Scratch offered a deal, help him uncover the truth, and he'd supply the group with explosives to aid in the rebellion against the Baron. You all agreed, wondering if this unknown vampire might be an unlikely ally. So, we are picking up inside the ice house still. On Owlbear, we have a map of Volkil now to kind of get you an idea where you are. The Dreg Wards are the poor district, the slums. Greymoss Square is like the merchant district, etc., where like all the kind of like mercantile commerce and everything is. The Broom Ward is basically the major inhabited area of the city where most of the middle class and non-poor live. And then the Ivory Spires is where the nobles live, including the Baron of the city. So yeah. So Scratch. Alright, well, that's the information you have. I can give you about this case vampire, perhaps. Kind of peeks out the window and the door to make sure like none of the worms that are working the cremation pits or in the area are like finding it suspicious that a bunch of people just walked in here and haven't left yet.
Is there...
Right, lads. Should we leave right now and have a conversation amongst us?
Yes, that might be best.
Yes. Thanks for the information.
Of course. If it is a vampire, good luck killing it. You need sunlight, holy magic. Stake it in the heart if you find it sleeping.
Right.
If you have to kill it.
Of course. Yes, it's What time of day is it currently?
11 a.m. probably. So the sun is just beginning to rise. It'll be fully risen in about an hour.
Well, I mean, daylight isn't, really prevalent, so we can't really count on that. Darkness, all but 4 hours of the day. So,
About that, yes.
yeah. Right, let's go.
All right. So you'll dip out of the ice house, and you are right by the cremation pits, where they're still hucking bodies into these pits and just burning them.
Okay. Where can I ask where the Abraham's attempted mural was?
Probably on the edges of the Greymoss Square. Like
we
no.
just came from there,
so you're
it'd
right
be
around, probably right around here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Actually, it'd be closer to the clock tower, so probably around here.
Okay.
Okay.
Great. Thank you.
And then these little things right here, these little things, one here, one here, one down here, and one over here, are the gates to the city on how to get out. In and out.
And we came through this.
That's the way you enter the
northwestern
city
gate?
from. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
One in.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to make sure Sumaji's coin is flipped for the celestial side as we're walking around.
All right.
Token.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
got all your faces on it.
Yeah. Sumaji's our mother's coin. I'm calling it Sumaji's coin because I got it from Sumaji.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. And that's easier than saying our mother's coin.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Tero is
just
gonna
have
put the
that
hood of
out.
the cloak up that he was given because it helps him conceal himself.
Right. Okay, quick rundown of the potential plan, if I remember correctly. We wanted to engage this vampire at some point, or try to
Yeah.
locate the vampire at some point.
Yeah. Or be around what its meal preference will be.
And so the meal, from our understanding, the meal preferences are coming from directly from the Ivory Spires area? Or...
Is this above table talk for you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Ivory Spires is where the nobles live.
Okay.
On the map.
And that's where the bodies are.
That's where the bodies are being taken from, and then they're dumped in the dreg ward and then they're made to look like commoner, like poor people.
people
And
that
then
are recognizing them are also poor people
Mm-hmm.
that are saying,
They're-
okay.
it's all, yeah.
Got it.
There's-
Yeah.
There, no one.
Conspiracies.
People are being brought in to verify the bodies. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then bottom right corner, you have the legend, and then all around the map are little locations of what those are tied to.
Mm-hmm.
Scratch would have given you a map of the city, or you already have a map of the city. This is the map you were given by, because you were given the map of the sewers, which I am not making, because it is a network, a labyrinthian network, and I would go crazy. So you have the network of tunnels that were given, and then this is the other map that you were given by
Hans.
Benny,
Okay.
the smuggler, that said "fuck worms." He had a tattoo that said "fuck worms" on his forehead.
Nice.
Yeah, he gave you a map of the city with all these like important places like knocked off. So the Boar's Tusk Tavern V3 is where Hans is.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like the Dickory Dock, the Cremation Pits, Church of the Scar, University of the Iron Sigil, Artisan's Walk, the Rime Codex, Black Rest Bastille, and the Binding House. Yeah.
You know, something I just realized.
But
If people are being brought in to identify bodies as loved ones, then that means they probably have loved ones that have also gone missing.
I would like people to make an insight check to see if you can determine maybe what Scratch meant.
Okay.
It's more likely that they're bringing in never mind the insight checks. From the way he
you're all gonna fail.
yeah, no,
I rolled an 18.
I'm realizing the way that Scratch worded it is that they're bringing in people to identify the bodies. They're not actually
from out of the city.
no, from in the city, but they're bringing in their own people to identify the bodies. It's a
Yeah.
whole.
Oh,
He mentioned it's a
Taylor's
cover.
making a bigger
Gotcha.
conspiracy.
No. He mentioned it's a cover-up
Oh, they're flying in.
because he said the bodies are nobles being disguised as commoners, and then they're bringing in commoners to identify the bodies. They're
Okay,
probably
so
not bringing in
so the-
actual commoners to identify the bodies. They're probably just bringing in
bringing
fake.
in commoners.
They're probably bringing in.
Or the noble's family dressed as commoners. Okay, so
Big brain moment.
all right. So where are we going to discuss the plan? Because we need to figure out this, and the next step is to figure out. Because the idea that we were going to have above table really quick was we were potentially going to try to make an ally of the vampire.
Mm-hmm.
We also Scratch was pretty excited about making distractions elsewhere, right?
Out of the saltpeter,
Mhm.
Yeah. And then while those distractions are happening, we would infiltrate the Baron's estate
Mm-hmm.
and kill the Baron.
Yeah.
And once we finish above surface, then we go below. Right? Was that the thought?
Yeah.
Okay. That was above table. I just wanted that to be my brain refresher.
Because you've been given like some like numerous threads to tackle here to how to deal with the city. There is the way you could infiltrate under the city. Tero, with the maps that you were given by Benny, and with the entrance in the clock tower, you could take a sewer route to get to the estate, or you could just go through the city itself.
I want to check out the Church of the Scar.
There is also the stuff there is also Bell and Bill saying, where's his lead helmet, saying that there's people listening in the city, there's voices being heard, there's things listening in, which probably ties directly to all of the Mind Flayer shit going on beneath the city too. And those seem slightly connected, but not entirely.
All right.
As far
well,
as
we got what 3 hours till night. We don't know precisely what time of night they like to hunt, but we've got time to kind of, I don't know.
Scratch
What?
also mentioned that I think. Yeah, he mentioned the last corpse that was found bitten was a few days ago. There hasn't been a death.
It was pretty consistent before.
Yeah, and there's been a gap now. There hasn't been a death in a bit.
Kind of want to check out the Church of the Scar, see if, they've been hearing anything, having any people come to them seeking, solace or prayers, blessings or something.
I mean, I'm a bit hesitant, considering last time we went to a church.
I mean, you don't have to come with me.
I mean, yeah, alright. Don't have to call me out like that. But
above the
It'll
table,
just be a quick
another reminder about the church, since you all would be familiar with the church. It originated in Nebelstadt. They have a belief in the mystical power of blood, blending esoteric and scientific perspectives. The chief physician of Nebelstadt Hospital at the time, Pontiff Uralun, claimed to hear disembodied voices when he was performing autopsies from the blood. These voices urged him to delve deeper into these studies, and it became a ritualistic faith. Very culty and weird.
I also kind of want to check it out for, to see what Sumaji was doing before we knew they were attached to any of this dragon shit. I think.
So, I'm sorry, Justin, could you give a little bit of insight towards some of these landmarks?
Yeah, you guys have probably spent enough time in Volkel to know what they are. The Dickory Dock is a brothel. The Church of the Scar is what we just described, a church of fanatical blood worshippers, they're crazy. University of the Iron Sigil is where people on the continent go to be trained in magic, and it's where they get licensed. It's also very authoritarian in terms of its teachings. Strict, they punish people, fucked up place. Artisans Walk is just a bunch of shops, artisans, merchant, blacksmiths, smiths, crafters, leather workers.
Okay.
The Rime Codex is the city's library, which deals in altered history to fit the Rime King's agenda. Basically,
Wait, sorry. What is the Rime Codex?
the Rime Codex is the city's library,
Library.
where all the history books have been as what the victors do. They alter history to suit their methods, so it's all based on the Rime King and his glory. V10 Black Rest Bastille is the prison or the jail, which is in the poor district. And then V11 the Binding House is where people can buy people, not slaves or whatnot, but where people just offer themselves up at an auction house to be sold to people.
I probably need to drink a cup of coffee or something, but what was the Black Rest Bastille again?
It's the prison in the city. It's
Prison.
It's in the Dreg
Okay.
Ward. It's in the poor district.
Okay. Prison.
Basically, people are held there until they're brought to Rimfanger Jail.
Cool.
So you all probably would have been held there before you were transported out of the city.
Right. Thank you. What would Abe want to do?
Obviously, I'm not going to push you guys too much into the Baron stuff because Sam won't be here for another week or so.
Yeah. Alright, I don't know about all you, but I saw some little tricky illustrations on near my mural. Like they were unable to be
changed, modified, touched, made them resistant to tampering. Part of me would like to try and see if we can't find the artist there, or at least the wasn't really art, right? It was just
sorry to get above the table here, but like it was just someone, the equivalent of spray painting,
Yeah.
like something, right?
Yeah.
So it was just like text.
Yeah,
It
it said,
wasn't like an
don't
illustration.
silence our voice, and then
Yeah.
a different font that said, "The Rime King eats dong."
right. Right, so I'm a little invested on that. But if we want to further pursue avenues of attack on the Baron, we could take a trip to Diggory Dock. I'm
Lex.
muted, Lex.
Just kidding. Now I'm going to say something. I think it was smart. I think it's a smart option to potentially even go so far as to utilize the time that we have effectively. So there's not much that we can do in the way of a vampire yet, because of how the time of day. So I think if we try to be quick and fluid with what our objectives are, then I think we can tackle a few things all at once. Dickory Dock, you imagine you can uncover potential rumor mills of who may be doing this?
I mean, people from all over the world make a pit stop there every now and then.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but do you possess the same ability, or that ability to, to peek into the minds of others?
Yeah.
Do you use that?
Well, I mean, I used it on you.
Well, that was because I asked you to. You do it without being asked.
I mean, not lately.
Is that potentially going to expose you?
Well, let's just say, when I do it, it's kind of, it would need to be a passive thing. So I just skim people's surface thoughts. Like, I just pick, a chair in the corner and then look out on the room, a busy, like, tavern or something, and then just pass my attention from mind to mind and just pick out what they're saying in their heads. And every once in a while you get something useful, but most of the time not.
Okay.
If I dig any further, right, it gets messy.
Well, you think like these artists do. Where would your next potential target be? Maybe that's something you can think on or ponder. Maybe we can catch them in the act. And correct me if I'm wrong, but where this graffiti was part of Abraham's work as well?
It's where Abraham's work, like, that he got arrested for, was done, and people painted over it.
Okay.
Not painted over it, but, like, you saw, like, a commoner, like, remove it, who had clearly, like, removed most of the mural, but was struggling to remove the text.
Got it. Okay.
So some people people clearly saw Abe's mural and drew on it, or drew on it after it was being cleaned off, and Makes more sense when they say, don't silence our voices.
Right. Okay.
So basically,
Well, it seems-
to some people, maybe Abe is Banksy.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, I mean, there's a level of it that maybe we can utilize that.
Well, first things first, in my eyes. You just gotta let me work, right? Just let me work. I'll put something up. We keep an eye out. See what happens. Eh?
So,
I like this idea.
So whereabouts you headed
Oh,
then?
where do I
yeah,
want
could we
to put
have?
this?
Yeah, could we potentially utilize?
I assume you're doing a walk and
Air?
talk, so you're not just hanging out by the cremation pits?
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll say
Could
you're
there
probably
be-
like a couple blocks away.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know the specifications of it, but just an idea to give everybody something is: could Earl keep like
Oh, Errol.
like Errol, sorry,
Earl.
keep like
Earl.
Errol,
Earl.
uh,
Dang it, Earl.
kind of monitor around us, like keep a survey around the area of us between him and Penny, or them and Penny.
Let's find out. I don't want to do anything that would draw attention to you guys. I know Scooch would probably not do something that would draw attention to you guys.
Yeah, that's part of what I'm thinking, is to give them something that's not.
Is this homunculus? If we're correct. It's a homunculus now. Arrow. Beer shower. I think I'm looking at something completely different. Oh, that's the one from Acquisitions Incorporated. I don't want this one. The actual homunculus stat block. Yeah, I don't know if Arrow will be the most inconspicuous if I have a big old floating flying machine above our heads. Nobody else really is using flying machines.
Just an idea. Okay. Works for me.
I do like the idea though.
Alright, so last time I figured get some good eyes on this thing, but the thing about this type of art is the right people need to see it before the wrong people see it. You get what I mean?
Sure.
So at the same time of you are, defacing some, plinth or, symbol of oppression, but like I said, it's got to be the right time and place. Let's see. Like, for instance, we couldn't just put something up on the Church of the Scar, yeah? And it's got a lot of the people that we're trying to speak to wouldn't see that, because they're not going to the church. You can't.
Sure.
It's like you have to do it on a symbol of oppression that's more subtle.
What would be the most oppressive building in the city?
Well, see, that one's extra tricky because it might be probably the most dangerous for us, especially when it comes to magic, and that's the university.
Yeah, it'd be pretty common knowledge that the university is probably the most oppressive location in the city.
Yeah. So second best, that's the Codex.
Oh, so we go in and we deface the library, inside, outside, all
Or
around.
make some gesture on the outside walls of like how it told lies, right? There's got to be some type of message on lies and cutting through them and finding truth. I'm boiling something up in here, But Tero, you're gonna be my main model for this one.
Ooh.
It seems the resistance in this town it already has a hankering for your image. So
Yes.
I might
Wanted
make
posters
use of
everywhere.
it.
Look. And he just peels one off a nearby wall. See?
Exactly.
Wanted
Exactly.
dead.
And
Puts it in his
I'll
pocket.
just make it bigger, right?
Ooh.
So something
Yes.
about some type of message about what you
Pissing on the Rime King's severed head.
right
Or the
but have it be
Baron's
like-
severed head.
But have it be like one of their books.
Yes.
What's like one of their history books that they one of them rewrites that they've made.
I don't know.
Maybe we should
Never been to the
Go there.
library here in the city.
let's do it for inspiration then. Have a walk around.
Okay.
Maybe see what lies they're feeding, so that we
Yes.
can
Yes.
flip them.
While we're walking around,
Yeah.
I'm using like a makeup kit from my disguise kit to like make my cheeks pinker, look like I'm actually alive and facing the cold.
Okay.
And then I'm also flipping my cloak of the owl inside out to look less
Magical.
eye-catching. Yeah, less
Okay.
magical, less recognizable.
Sure.
Just while we're walking, just like, make myself look more alive and less conspicuous.
Sure. Okay. So you're headed towards the library then, the Rime Codex. Is that the
Well-
consensus?
Yeah, what you all think about that?
I think
Bad
it's a
idea.
wonderful idea.
I don't think
Do
it's
y'all
a bad
mind
idea.
Do you all mind if I split off and go to the church?
Probably not a good idea.
Yeah,
Come with me.
yeah. Let's just say you and your family are not good with churches, okay? I don't feel good leaving you in church.
And this would be the Church of the Scar was also the church in Hrungar, so it is connected. It is the same place of worship. A little bigger, more people.
Well, hopefully in a city that's big who hasn't replaced its entire population with wax people, it'll be less dangerous.
Right.
Right,
Well,
I'll
the
come with
church
you,
is on
don't
the way.
worry, I got it.
The church is on the way. We're not splitting up on this, alright? I'm not splitting this up.
So
Alright.
just moving south through the Dreg Ward. Continuing on, man. As you are moving through the Dreg Ward, you do see a lot of people who are living. The buildings here are shit. They're not made of shit, but they're like not well protected against the cold. Lots of sheets for doors, like fur sheets for doors. Basically, they don't care about these people here. This is the gist of it. But as you're walking, I would like somebody to roll me a D100.
It's all you, Lex.
Yeah, do it, Lex.
How do I do that?
It's a D10 and a D dozen.
Easy one.
Interesting. So as you're walking, you kind of hear bells and like a cart moving down the road. Coming in your direction as you're walking towards the southern gate of this district to get into the Broom Ward, you see an elderly woman pushing a little push cart up the road. It's kind of covered with like a fur canopy to kind of keep the snow off of her. It's got numerous little oil lanterns hanging inside to keep her toasty and warm. She's wearing like a bunch of heavy furs, and she just looks like the happiest old lady. Kind of a nice little shock white hair. She kind of looks like Mrs. Claus, if Mrs. Claus was a little bit more destitute and poor. She's got half moon glasses, rosy cheeks, and she kind of pushing the cart along, and she goes, she sees you all. What a friendly looking bunch. Hello.
You rambling.
And on the side of the wagon, it just says fortune readings. And she's like, "Would you like your fortunes read?"
No, thank you. We already got that covered.
Masquerade, this is what you do. Masquerade's also a fortune teller.
Perfect. And she come, and she kind of moves the cart off to the side a little bit, so it's off the road, like just at the edge of an alley, so they're not in the way of traffic. And they kind of begin like unfolding pieces of the cart, so it forms out like a table. And she like excitedly like pulls a stool out from inside a compartment and sets it down on the opposite side of her. "Please, whoever wants to sit. It's only 1 copper piece for a reading."
Abraham will sit.
1 copper piece.
It's a copper piece
Samira's
then.
just gonna stand behind Abe with her arms crossed,
Okay.
like judging
She-
how this
she-
wise woman acts.
Just put your hands up on the cart like this, like crossed like this. And she doesn't pull out any cards. She doesn't pull out any like weird things. What she does, in one of the lanterns that's hanging, she takes a little bit of incense and puts it in and lights it, and the scent of like lavender begins to waft through the air. She puts her hands on top of yours, and they're surprisingly warm. "Oh. That is most unfortunate. You're seemingly protected by something. I can't peer into your mind." She hands you your copper piece back.
He'll take it. Nod.
"Any of you, would you like your fortunes told? Your futures told?"
Do you read the cards?
"Not at all."
Abraham will speak to them individually. It's some kind of mind thinkery.
I simply peer into your thoughts and see where those thoughts take us.
Yeah, I don't know if if this G-Mum here, if they've been compromised by the Elder Brain or not. That's all. And if they're poking in your brain bits, that yeah.
She reaches back into the cart and pulls out like a little basket. Opens up the basket. The scent of like baked goods begins to waft out. She just pulls out like a little sweet roll and starts eating it. "Sorry, I'm famished. Want one?"
I mean,
You know
Are they
what?
free?
I'll say-
Abe was just like,
Well, they come with the reading.
Abe will take one.
She gives you just it's like it's basically like an unfrosted cinnamon bun, with dried fruits stuff
and
throughout it.
And he'll give her back the copper, because if he's gonna eat this, he's gonna give
Oh.
her the copper back.
Thank you kindly. He puts the copper back in her little purse that she has.
I'll put down a copper and sit in front of her.
Okay. She gestures for you to put your hands out.
I put him flat down, separate, like down like this on the
Okay.
table instead of cross.
She puts her hands on top of yours and she goes, "Ooh, they're quite cold.
It's a little chilly out today.
That's why I'm bundled up."
Cold doesn't bother me these days.
As she touches your hands, you see her eyes go, roll back, just to be pure white. "Samira, nice to meet you."
Can I? No, I'm not trained in Arcana. Never mind.
Just says, "Nice to meet you." "Samira, nice to meet you."
How did you?
Samira, I read your surface thoughts and you're always saying your name." I'm just kidding.
Crap!
na-
She figured out how I keep myself living in my own body.
Samira. I'm Rose. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure. While she's reading my mind, because like Abe's made us aware that she does this.
Yeah.
Can I try to see if there's any hint of the elder brain in her?
There would be
like,
no way for you to do that.
No?
No.
Okay. I can't connect the two-way
Nope.
street? Great.
You will
Okay.
reunite with someone you've lost. Sooner rather than later. Her eyes then go back to normal, and she goes, "Oh, well, that's nice. A reunion's always good, right?" She hands you a sweet roll. It's stuffed with like dried fruits, like raisins and dried apricots, or it wouldn't be apricots, it'd be like dried raisins and dried cranberries.
I leave it on the table and I step behind Abe.
Oh.
Abe hands his sweet roll to Tero.
Ooh, Tero eats it,
But-
just scarfs it down.
Just before he does so, he's gonna give it a sniff, and it's like, that does smell good.
Tero just inhales it and just goes, "That was quite delicious."
I'm also gonna pull out my own deck and then just like start shuffling.
Okay. The old woman looks over to Crearyn. Would you like to partake? The sweet rolls are warm and comforting.
Sure.
Okay. She gestures for you to sit down. 1 copper piece, please.
I'll drop a silver.
Oh, big spender. She hands you the rest of the basket of sweet rolls. There's like 10 in there. And they're warm. They smell just intoxicating.
I'll take a nibble.
Yeah,
Sweet roll.
it's delicious. It's the best thing you've eaten in weeks. Probably a while, actually.
I do just in my hands.
Right as Crearyn starts doing that, Abe is gonna do detect thoughts.
On Rose?
Yes.
Okay.
And just kind of see what she's picking up on, and then what her thoughts are on it.
Okay.
Actually,
So right now it's just, this person is very pale. Because Crearyn is shock white with white eyes. The initial thought.
Yeah.
They put their hands on yours. The eyes roll back. You're going to wake a long dormant shadow. Be careful. Maybe you already have. And then Abe with detect thoughts. Not really much going on in there. Kind of just
nice.
she says you're going to wake a long dormant shadow. No concern, no worry.
So she's completely just channeling the fortunes through some other entity, and they're just like, she's just the conduit.
Oh no, you can sense
because that means she's not thinking this.
She's
not seeing the thoughts. It's just going through her.
She's getting the thought, she's perceiving it. I think the thought would be initially, you're going to wake a long dormant shadow. They say that. A little twinge of panic, but it's quickly snuffed. Her eyes go back to normal. Enjoy your sweet rolls, darling. They're warm and delicious. I hope you're not a vegan.
Nope. Someone in my
Perfect.
past life. Small gnome, I once knew.
Oh! Anyone else? Nah, no thanks. Tero. Tempting. But no. Alright. Thank you kindly for your patronage.
Yeah.
She looks at Crearyn like a little glance, quick little glance. Crearyn, in your mind, you're just gonna hear a voice say, "You fucking stupid idiot! Stop doing what you're doing! I didn't take you out of the Feywild for you to be so careless." And the old lady's gonna go, "Wonderful! Perfect!" She starts to pack the cart back up, takes the money she's gotten, and kind of just continues rolling on down the sidewalk.
Crearyn, what were they thinking? What did they mean when they said what they said? And Abraham's moving that detect thoughts into Crearyn's head. But not in an invasive way, just to pick up what they think when Abraham asks that.
Their initial thought, that surface level, is you get the flashes of the first rush with the Shadowfell. So whenever they first took that first big hit, and then you can feel like a heavy sense of curiosity that mixes with like being resolved to a decision made, or an unknown decision made, I guess you can say. And then you definitely would see like that, just the blip of when they stepped into that pool, that crater, and they were teleported and came back. I mean, always assumed psychics to be a bit of a kook, if you will. It's interesting that they, I don't know, maybe they were talking about the shadow of the Rime Lord.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, if they were reading minds, which I'm inclined to think they were, it's a hell of a lot easier to tell someone's fortune when you've read the past.
Right.
You could hear her coming from like a block away too, like the bells and her humming. That sound is completely gone, and she just left.
Abraham, like, this is a 30-foot range.
Yeah,
Like, did he?
it's like cut
can he
off,
not
like
detect
like
her
no,
thought anymore?
No.
Just
like cut off.
her thought isn't even around.
Yeah.
Something was up with that G-mum.
I think it's a good assumption that we're always kind of being a little watched.
Right, yeah. Well, yeah, that G-mum's not around anymore, as in, like, I could detect their mind, and then I couldn't. Usually it would fade out as they get further away, but they're just gone. And unless someone cracked the old granny over the head
They have those sweet
when she
rolls.
round the corner.
He got all the sweet.
Yeah.
Crearyn has all the sweet rolls.
Yeah.
Pissed that they didn't get any.
As you're dealing with this, moving still. Now we can get to what you rolled, the 85 or whatever it was.
81.
Standing there in the alley, completely nude, is a pretty heavy-set, very hairy man just standing there staring out at you from the alley. Wonderful weather we're having today. The sun is high in the sky. The sun is
Is
just...
this a Skyrim NPC?
No. But the sun hasn't fully gotten up yet. It's still rising. You guys have only walked like a couple blocks, so it has enough time has not passed from sunrise. He's just standing there going, beautiful sunny day, and he's looking up at the sky.
Are there clouds in the sky?
It's still... Yeah.
But like, you know how like at dawn you can still see if there's like clouds in the sky based on the angle?
Yeah.
Like an upward
The
angle?
sun is still like
Yeah.
cresting the horizon. It still hasn't like
Yeah.
gone up yet.
At least they're polite for a crazy person.
Hello!
The
He's not even talking to you. He's now like looking at the wall going, now how are you today?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Ha ha ha.
they're gonna die in like an hour.
Looks out back to the street. You're all a friendly bunch.
Abel move his detect thoughts into their mind.
Many. Like just many
Is it
thoughts.
like an overload?
Many thoughts at once of different minds. Oh!
Oh,
As you go to like push your mind and detect into that one, they kind of just pivot to you a little bit. Hello.
Abel, pull it out. The thought or the thing.
Oh,
Pull out method.
can't believe I lost my groceries.
Oh, we need to get away from
Supposed
this.
to get eggs.
We got to get away.
Starts walking out of the alley towards you all. Have you seen
This
my
is a
eggs?
physical. Run, run.
Sorry, don't
run,
have any change
run.
today.
The skull cap. Crearyn's gonna try to like. Oh god. Crearyn's gonna use the wall to pivot up, and
As
is
you
going
get
to go
close
for
to this
like.
person,
Okay.
No.
they're bleeding
Run.
out of their nose and their eyes and their ears. They're like, "Hello." They're super
Yeah.
friendly as you get close, and then they go, "Are you here for the play?"
Right. Crearyn's not going like for a friendly approach. Crearyn's going to
I'm following Abe.
runs at the wall, kicks off the wall, and one arm goes
as you're like
around.
going around around them.
Oh,
You're like,
no.
I'm gonna try to grapple and
"This
slam,
isn't part
like,
of the play."
push the skull cap onto their head. That metal.
As you go to do it, it's like you're hitting like a force field, like something's like preventing you from doing so. I'd like you to make a strength saving throw.
Nice.
Okay. Strength.
I didn't order a
save.
hat. Are you a hat salesman?
Ooh, natural 19 for a 23.
Whoa.
Well,
Uh-oh. We about to see how strong this fucking elder brain is.
Imagine it's whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's combating it with an intellect.
Yeah.
alrighty. So, yeah, you're trying to put this hat on the thing on this guy. He's just
Yeah.
like, "Are you a hat salesman? I didn't order any hats."
Yes, this one's for free.
Yeah.
So you go to what? 25? 21?
23.
23? There's a lot of resistance. You can feel like the tendons in your arm like straining and on the verge of snapping. But you push the lead helmet on this guy and he just drops to the ground.
Under the arms, dragging him into the alley. Tero, help!
Yes, of course. Tero grabs him by the ankles.
Robin, what are you doing, man?
I'm just following.
Saving people, isn't that what we're supposed to do?
Yeah, but I.
What? Speak up. Use your words.
As you're dragging him into the alley, you hear like a squelching noise coming from inside
This one's
the
gone.
head.
You don't understand.
And-
it's like
As you're pulling him in, there's like a squelch and then a wet like sound from somewhere under the helmet.
yeah. Be prepared to meet, Scribble when one uses an aggressive mind.
And the helmet is kind of dislodged slightly, and screwing down this guy's torso is a brain with legs. I would like everybody to roll initiative.
Oh, fuck.
No battle map.
Well, I rolled better than my freaking insight check earlier.
Intellect devour.
What was that about the place not being substituted with puppets?
Just different kinds of puppets.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, this one bursts out and crawls down. Strangely, from under where the helmet's bulging, it still looks like there's still a bulge. And when Abraham, when you detect thoughts, you've detected many.
Oh no.
Which could be in anything. Yay!
I think this one's a clown car.
They start pouring out. Alrighty. An intellect devour is very possible of causing TPKs. Especially when they roll good for initiative.
Oh goodness.
Well, decent. Tero, 18 plus 4 for a 22. Scooch, 8 plus 2. What'd everybody else get?
11.
11 for Abe.
13.
13 for Samira. Crearyn.
5.
Ooh.
Oh no.
So, you're by the
Guys,
head.
come on.
So you're directly where this thing bursts out of. Tero's at the ankles, and Tero just sees it crawling down. It's like perched on his chest, basically, on this thing's chest. Tero's like, oh goodness! He drops the ankles. The ankles go. His hood is up for the Cloak of Elvenkind. So advantage on stealth checks to hide. The cloak is currently camouflaging him with the into the alley. He's just gonna throw 2 daggers at it. Crearyn, if I hit you, no hard feelings. Bonus action, steady aim. Or he doesn't need a steady aim because
That's what Crearyn would. That he thinks he took Crearyn's line.
I know.
No hard feelings.
I'm kidding. Throw the first one for a 15 to hit, which hits the Intellect Devourer. La 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 la.
How much damage would it take from Psychic?
They're not resistant or immune.
Tero's world.
La 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 la. 4. 8 psychic damage. Plus Tero's sneak attack, which, because Crearyn's right there. 3d6 for sneak attack. It'd be funny if it just dies immediately. 11 for sneak attack. Yeah, Tero does this all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Feat. Cruelty. To add a d6. 3. It pops out, starts scurrying down the chest towards Tero. Tero drops ankles, throws a psychic dagger, and kills it.
Nice.
Just,
Yeah.
and it kind of just rolls off, and then it just quickly dissolves.
Right, get away.
And
Get away
then-
from that one.
Another one
Yep.
bursts out the
Oh,
back of the head
fuck.
on the ground. Let's see how many are living inside this clown car. Somebody roll a d6.
Let's go.
God.
Okay, I'll roll it.
Yeah. You read his mind, Abe.
And this is technically going to give you a new combat, too.
6!
There's,
Ah!
so 5 more pop out.
Garrett.
Yes!
Alright. I'm going to read... Yeah, so basically it's... Oh, wait, I could resume it that way. Very cool. Okay. Let's roll initiative for all the... Yeah, so basically, the head begins to, like, deflate as 5 Intellect Devourers, like, push their way out of its head. One, like, pushes out from the eye, one pushes out from the other eye, out the ears, out the mouth.
Wonder this thing was such a hard.
Normally, Abraham, you would know that Intellect Devourers can teleport out of the head. These ones are pushing, birthing themselves.
They're wigglers. Yeah.
So Tero kills one, he's like, don't worry, I got it. And then the others push out. He's like, never mind. Alright. Tero is then gonna... Yeah, no. So he drops the ankles. He is going to... We're in the poor district, but I still don't want to draw attention to myself. But I'm also hidden very well. He didn't bonus action yet. So he's going to use Blessing of the Raven Queen and teleport up onto one of the nearby rooftops of a building. It's still dark, so no one's going to see him. He's got the cloak up. So it'd be hard to see him anyway. That's Tero's turn. He's going to be throwing daggers down, bringing us to an Intellect Devourer. This one is going to be the one that bursts out of the back of the head. It'd be closest to Crearyn. So it's going to look up to Crearyn. What's your intelligence score?
Not great. 13.
Samira, what's your intelligence score?
Also 13.
They do not appear interested in aid. Scooch's intelligence score is 20. So it's gonna
goodness.
Oh no.
and scurry towards Scooch.
We're too dumb
Crearyn,
to be
you do
noticed
get
by
Crearyn,
these
you get an
things.
attack of opportunity on it as it rushes. It leaps. It's like
Oh,
pops out the back
yeah.
of the head and then leaps towards Scooch.
Something I wanted to take a look at. Okay. The boar pick. It's gonna try to Crearyn's going to try to do like a horizontal strike to dash it toward the wall.
Yeah.
All right. 25.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Fuck it. I'll throw a Divine Smite into that
Okay.
as well. Oh, it was almost max. That's 6 bludgeoning damage.
All right, and that's your hex weapon, yeah. So it's magical.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And then, ooh, God, not great. An 8 and 1 min max.
All right, so you hit it.
So that's 9 radiant.
You kind of send it splatting into the wall. It drops down, twitches, rights itself, leaps towards Scooch. Ah! Scooch is like, oh, what the hell? He's like pulling out his hammer to hit it. First attack, 23 to hit. Or one attack, and then, yeah, so 23 to hit. For 8 slashing damage. Slashes across Scooch's chest. And then, where the seam is in the center of her brain, you know, like the crevice almost, that splits open to reveal like an orifice, and it like begins to like pull something out of Scooch's head, like a tangible sort of like connection, and it's also going to use Devour Intellect on Scooch.
No.
Intelligence
wait,
saving throw
it
for
can do
Scooch.
that?
Yeah, it can attack and then do Devour Intellect.
This is why it TPK.
Oh, I thought the person had to be stunned
Nope,
to do that.
that's Body
Oh.
Thief.
Oh,
Body,
okay.
yeah, Devour
Right.
Intellect. They just reduce your intelligence score.
Cool.
So Scooch, intelligence saving throw. He's got this. He's got a +8. 17. So he pushes it off. No! And the orifice closes. Another intellect devourer, seeing Crearyn attack its comrade, is gonna. This one
That's
kind
all
of.
too good for her.
This one is pushing out of its ear, and it's gonna leap at Crearyn's face for a claw attack. Ooh, only a 9 to hit.
That is a miss.
So it lands at your feet. The seam opens up, and the orifice begins attempting to drain your intellect. I need you to make an
good.
intelligence saving throw.
Not good, y'all. Oh, 17.
Fuck!
Whoa.
So you feel like this over. It's like a numbing sensation, like an overwhelming numbing brain freeze.
Uh-huh.
But you like push through it, and it does not drain your intellect. It's an intelligence saving throw. You take 2d10 psychic damage. On a failure, I roll 3d6. If that total equals or exceeds your intelligence score, that score is reduced to 0. The target is stunned until it regains at least 1 point of intelligence, and then it can steal your body.
Is that
Oh,
right?
God.
No.
Samira, you just see things
Yeah.
pushing out of this guy's head. Tero and Crearyn took him down the alley, so they're about like 10 feet away,
Okay. Like just around the corner.
directly in front of you.
Oh, they're directly in front
Yeah,
of me. Okay.
because they came
So
out.
I'm looking
as
into
soon
the
as,
alley.
As soon as Crearyn put
at
this
them.
like dampening helmet on this guy, it caused the intellect devourers to be shunted out.
Okay. I'm going to
The guy is
reach into
definitely
my
dead.
pocket. Yeah. Unfortunately. I'm going to reach into my pocket and grab my clay Mind Flayer hand and chuck it towards Crearyn
Yeah.
and summon my Earthen Grasp
Nice.
and have it try to grab the Intellect Devourer that's chomping on Crearyn's face hole
All right. What do I have to do here?
and try to rip it off. Strength saving throw.
5.
Fail. On a failed save, you take 2d6 bludgeoning damage, and you are restrained by the hand.
Perfect. It can still devour
Nice.
intellect while restrained, but yes.
Okay, that is a 10 bludgeoning damage.
So it's being crushed by this dirt hand. The hand would be made up of the ground, so it's like a snowy cobblestone hand that just begins like crushing this intellect devourer in front of Crearyn.
Yeah. To break out the restrained target, must use its action to make a strength check against my spell save DC.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Anything else? That's
I
your
wanted
action.
to try to rip it off. Yeah.
Well, it's not grappling anybody or anything. It's just
Yeah.
doing its thing.
Well, it's on Crearyn's face.
No, it's at their feet.
Oh,
Keep going.
okay. Well, it is restrained.
So disadvantage on attacks, yeah. Can't move.
And we have
Yeah,
advantage on attacks against it.
Yes.
Yeah, on that single one.
Abe, you know, if it wins the So yeah, one thing once it does body thief, it initiates an intelligence contest with the humanoid. But if it has 0 intelligence score, it's gonna go real bad.
I like
Yeah.
the idea of that intelligence contest. It's just like it puts both people in that contest in like a different realm, and they're just fighting for control over the body through a game of Go.
Yeah. And it doesn't have. They don't
It's just
also.
like, oh god.
It doesn't have to be somebody that has their intellect at 0 either. They just have to be incapacitated. They could do it to somebody sleeping.
And I'm going to use a bonus action to spend 3 sorcery points to get a second level spell slot
If
back.
it wins the contest,
And that'll
the
be my turn.
intellect devourer consumes the target's brain and teleports into the target's skull. That's what Abe knows, and then it takes full control. Bring us to another intellect devourer, the one right before Abe. This one, yeah, magic.
Shit.
Scurries down the alleyway towards Samira. Scooch, it would be passing right by Scooch and Abe. Actually, no, it'd be getting within melee of Scooch and Abe. Not passing them, because the 3 of you were at the alley entrance.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's going to attack Samira for a claw attack. 6 to hit.
Miss.
And then it's going to scurry up your back, not grappling you, or scrape
Yep.
your front, not grappling you or anything. The crevice, the seam opens up, and it begins to try to drain your intellect. Intelligence saving throw, please.
I don't feel good about this one.
It's a low DC.
Oh! Natural 16 for a 17!
That's 3 17s.
That's 317.
It's like trying to siphon out.
Guys, I don't
Cinematic
like the karma building up for this for when
Yeah,
I
Abe,
have to
you're
roll.
fucked. You're fucked.
It looks like
dude.
they haven't been targeting Abe though.
Yeah.
Well, Abe hasn't cast a spell
He's
yet.
also a mind flayer.
Yeah.
Abe doesn't exactly have what they need
Yeah.
True, yeah.
because mind flayer brains are tadpoles. They are not brains. Abe, you're up. There's There's one attacking Scooch in front of you. There's one on Samira's front in front of you. There's one grappled by a claw 10 feet down the alleyway. And there's one attack, and then there's one. Yeah, those are the 3
Okay.
so far.
Okay. I thought there were a total of 4.
There's 5. 2 haven't gone
Or
yet.
5.
They're still at the
Okay.
body.
Okay. Perfect. Alright. I'm gonna try and get as many as I can with, and I don't know how good they're gonna be at the saving throw, but I want to do a mind blast on as many as I can get. You said that the body and them are
it's
10 feet away.
You can get all of them.
Okay, that's what I'm aiming to do.
All right. The one that's at Crearyn's feet. Natural 20 for a 21.
Okay.
The one that's...
Is it the one that's being grappled?
Yeah.
Or restrained?
Yeah.
It has disadvantage
Not
on
on...
attacks.
This is a saving...
Unrestrained?
Not on saving throws.
Oh, saving throws.
Not for this one.
It was disadvantage on dex checks.
That's not for Mind Blast.
Oh, okay.
The one in front of Scooch.
Oh.
17 plus 1 for an 18.
Succeeds.
And then the one on Samira. 17 plus 1. 17! 18. And the 2 that are still at the body. One got a 4. And the other one got a 14.
Okay, those 2 fail.
Okay?
You had to get a 16.
So they take psychic damage and they are stunned.
Well, all of them take some psychic damage.
Right.
I rolled really well. So all of them take well, I mean the max is 11 and then half that is 5.
Yep.
Right? So all of them take at least 5 and the ones that failed take a full 11.
Yep. The one at Samira's feet, or Crearyn's feet, is looking real bad. The one at Scooch is kind of wobbling a little bit. It also got hit into a wall. And then the 2 at the bottom take 11. And those two also pop out of the head, wobbling a little bit, though they're not doing so well. But those two are stunned.
Okay. And gosh. He's got a bonus action left. So he's gonna try to use his telekinetic shove to shove the one off of Samira.
Okay, that's a strength.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
3, so it's pushed, I think, what, 10 feet, 5 feet back?
5 feet.
So it's pushed
yeah.
5 feet off of Samira and 5 feet away.
Yeah.
So it's 10 feet away. Yeah.
Yeah. That's action and bonus action, and yeah, he's done.
And when these things move fast, 40-foot movement speed. So like, speedy little fuckers.
I said to run.
Scooch is looking at the one at his feet. He's gonna hit it with his swing down with his hammer. 18 to hit will hit for 10 bludgeoning damage. Yes, just absolutely splatters it.
Nice.
Just he's like, "Yeah, I'm good with that. You know, get the hell out of here." Yep. Bonus action. 2-weapon fighting. Perfect. He's then going to
Nice.
pivot. Oh wait, 2-weapon fighting. He has to do another weapon, right?
But he also has. Does he have Penny around or anything?
I don't
He
remember.
has, I know he has a pretty good action economy for.
Yeah,
bonus
I
action.
just don't know if he has. Like, I don't know what he said Penny's deal was last time. Alright, 2-weapon fighting. Oh, different light weapon, and I don't think the hammer is a light weapon. It is not! So he can't do 2-weapon fighting because the hammer is not a light weapon. Okay. Bonus action, then. When you use the attack action, attack with a one-handed weapon. The hammer is versatile. He can do 1 or 2, and he's using it one-handed. So, with the other hand, he's going to pull out his crossbow and aim at
That's right.
the one in front of Crearyn, who is like on death's door. Actually, he might
Nice.
aim for one of the ones that
Good call,
he's
Justin.
actually. He might actually aim for the one that got pushed away from Samira, because that one's still pretty hardy. Yeah, he's going to shoot at that one instead as bonus action. For 16 to hit, which hits.
Yeah.
So, smash. Pew! For max damage, 12 damage.
Oh, yeah.
That one is still up, but pretty hurt. It's a crossbow bolt, thunk, and he's like, "Alright, yeah, run, good idea. You know." And then, that's a stunned intellect devour, bringing us to Crearyn. Crearyn, there's one at your feet that is wobbling and bleeding purple ichorish blood everywhere.
Yeah. Okay. The closest one to me.
Yeah, it's right at your feet. You can see the seam on it. And it's also restrained.
Oh yeah.
And the other ones around you are stunned.
Yeah, the other two that popped out, that are in the process of popping out, are stunned.
Beautiful. Okay.
So I'm imagining that guy has like
The one is like
an
the one that,
intellect devour coming
Yeah.
out of its foot.
The
Like
one that's- the
like
one
a
that's-
mouth coming out
yeah.
of its foot.
the one
and,
that's
like,
coming out of the mouth is stunned, and then the one that's coming out of the right eye is stunned. So it's stunned, pushing out of the right eye and out of the mouth. So this guy looks like he's just having a rough day.
The back of his head is like completely deflated balloon.
Yeah.
Ugh,
So it's just like
fuck. Yes.
And Crearyn, you're technically so this is all happening while you're still holding this guy around the neck. So you're still holding him.
It's true. No, I'll release that. As I release that, the one that that is in the grasp of the, whatchamacallit, I'm going to go ahead and just strike at that.
Yeah, you have advantage.
Samira's
Hand.
Mind Flayer hand.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, 14?
That hits.
Okay. I rolled a 1, or... It shows a 19 on my screen, but whatever. Alright, so that is do dog shit damage.
It dies. It has one hit. It dies.
Okay.
It has 1 hit point. So you just impale that thing on the end of the war pick, and it's stuck to the end of the war pick. You pull it out of the earthen grasp because you're that strong.
So strong. Multi-classing is a bitch because I was one attack.
Oh, you don't have a second.
I don't have a second.
No, in multi-class.
So I am going to book it behind Abe.
Okay. So you run down the alley.
Run.
Do you? You will have to run past the one that is, that is 10 feet in front of Samira. So we might get.
Can I take a you could. I want to potentially be faulted for this. Seeing that Tero is a wall runner,
Yeah.
Crearyn is going to try to go toward the wall and do like a similar thing that they did before. They're going to try to give themselves like an upward angle to like effectively use the wall as a leverage to jump off and effectively jump behind Abe.
Okay. Athletics check.
To avoid
Athletics or acrobatics?
definitely athletics. Okay, not too bad. 22.
Damn.
Nice.
You basically wall run and get behind Abe.
Yeah.
Out of this thing's avoiding this thing's reach.
What's the imagine however the buildings like Crearyn's foot you watch just like slams into it, creating their own little
Yeah,
foothold.
imagine you break a
Or-
brick
Yeah,
in order
it's
to like
this,
get a
is,
lift.
this is the poor district, so you definitely like push a brick out into the home that you're running up alongside.
Sorry. And just literally does like just throws himself in the air and does like a little bit of a spin before landing behind Abe, who seems to be they're
Perfect.
using Abe as their like null void
Perfect. I
moment.
was gonna say if you failed that, you would have pushed the brick in, but your leg would have went into the house and you would have face planted into the wall.
Ooh, and
So down.
ugh.
All right. Anything else?
That's it for me.
The thing is, if you would have done that,
Stunned.
all of the intellect devourers would have been like, that doesn't interest me.
That's an idiot.
Yeah,
wait,
they're
Justin,
too
really
stupid
quick,
to be worth
Yeah.
anything.
I'm gonna look at something really.
All right, where are we at?
Lex is looking up something real quick.
Oh,
What are you looking for? Maybe I can help.
It was damage. Who got hurt? If anybody got hurt, but I think only Scooch. took a
Yeah,
little
Scooch
damage.
is the only
so
one who
far
got
Scooch is the one
scratched.
that-
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Okay,
Scooch.
that's
Just
it for me.
Scooch. All right, Tero on the rooftop
Yeah, get the stunned
Tero
ones,
on the
Tero.
roof,
is
comes
gonna
Jordan Stone.
throw
Here is my dagger. Here is
Psychic
the
Blade
other dagger
at one of the
burning
stunned
in his-
ones, the one coming out of the eye, with advantage because it's stunned.
Mm-hmm. Sneak
Ooh.
attack.
16
Sneak
to hit,
attack.
which will hit for 5 damage, plus his sneak attack, which is 3d6 for 10 sneak attack. Yep, Psychic Knife just hits the one that's coming out of the eye socket. It just goes limp in the eye socket before dissolving into that liquid back into the guy's eye socket. Like it just dissolves down because now he's laying on the ground. So
Yeah.
it just dissolves back down into where it was trying to breach from. And then bonus action, Tero's gonna throw his other one at the one coming out of the mouth. Which he wouldn't get sneak attack on this one because he already got sneak attack. Yeah, that's how it
Mhm.
works. Advantage. Zuh. Unless he gets a nat 20. That'd be sick. 24 to hit, which hits
Wow, nice.
for 8 psychic damage, which almost takes care of that one. So Tero. Oh, do I want to use all of his cruel dice? The day just started. No, I don't. I don't. No. I need to remember. I hope Sam remembers that with the cruel feat, you can use cruelty dice for those too, which is really cool. All right, that's Tero's turn, bringing us to Samira. The intellect devourer. There's an intellect devourer 10 feet in front of you. That's kind of like on its back right now and beginning to right itself. It's not prone, but it's just beginning to like right itself.
Okay. Are there any other intellect devourers within 5 feet of the hand?
No.
Okay. That sucks, because I can only have it attack or move on an action. Can't do both.
Now,
Okay. I'm gonna have it move towards me and Abe.
okay. So,
I want it to get between me and this intellect devourer.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. I want it to get in that space between us.
okay. Say your turn, then?
Yep.
Okay.
VIP. No, MVP.
It's just going to stay where it is. Right itself. Kind of do this a little bit.
The hand is gonna do Abe's classic.
Okay, cool. It does it. Okay, cool. You can see it. It can see you. I need you to make an intelligence saving throw.
It can do it from a distance?
Yeah, 10 feet.
Fuck. Okay. Okay. 10.
Yes!
Oh, the 17s ran out, guys.
You take 11 psychic damage.
Ow.
I'm gonna roll this to everybody. What's your intelligence score?
13.
So I need a 13 or higher
Okay.
For what?
to drain Samira's intelligence score.
Oh, you did 7.
Yeah, so not enough.
But it does
Okay.
drain it to set.
No.
Like,
No. If
7
if
from it,
You gotta
right?
match
on a
it.
failure, roll 3d6. If the target equals or exceeds the target's intelligence score, the score is reduced to 0. Automatically
Oh.
So a
reduced to
20 wouldn't. You couldn't.
No.
It wouldn't work on someone with like a 19
the
or
max
20, right?
it'd be 18 max.
Okay, so they let some people.
Yeah, it's like
Okay,
it's like
that makes
okay.
sense.
But there's also stronger intelligence devouring creatures like this called intellect snares, and they are a little more powerful with theirs. So Samira, you fail, you take the psychic damage, and you feel it beginning to siphon, but it doesn't exactly grasp hold, but it almost does.
Yeah.
Your intelligence
yeah.
score would have almost been 0 until you regain a point of intelligence. However that happens.
I'm already dead.
So that's that thing's turn. It's then gonna... I mean, they're designed for one purpose, so it's gonna scurry under the hand.
Oh wait, I need to roll a con save for the
Do!
for the hand. Ooh, 12, which is
Still up.
more than the damage I took.
So it scurries...
Okay.
Because the hand doesn't
More
get...
than
It's gonna
10.
scurry towards you, and it's just gonna attack you anyway.
Me?
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay.
Natural 1.
Miss.
Abe. Now the one that attacks Samira is now within 5 feet of you again. It's you and Samira side by side, basically. Oh no, Samira got behind you. Or, yeah, Samira's right in front of you. Crearyn's behind you. This thing's in front of Samira. So it's 10 feet away.
Oh, get off! And he goes and he's gonna attack it
Okay.
with a tentacle attack.
Yeah.
13 to hit.
13 hits.
Okay. For 9 damage.
It is resistant to non-magical attacks, so it takes, rounded down, it takes... Yeah. You kill it anyway. Tentacle slaps it,
Okay.
and it just...
Nice.
And then turns into the ichor and deflates. Leaving just the
Alright.
one stunned one coming out of the mouth.
All right.
5 feet away.
Excellent. Abe's just gonna walk over to it. And I already did my action. Yeah, he's just gonna walk over to it, post up, and like he's just running over to it as
Okay.
everyone else does their turns.
Oh, I'm so tempted to have Scooch walk over and just swing his hammer down, because he would just obliterate the dude's head, too. They won't get another one out of this guy! Bring the hammer down. With advantage, because it's stunned. Amazing. 20 to hit.
Amazing.
9 bludgeoning damage. This thing had 2 hit points. Don't even need to roll the lightning damage. So he just brings the hammer down, crushes this intellect devourer, and just definitely like Gallagher's this guy's head. Just what's remaining of this guy's head. And all the intellect devourers are gone.
Alright, let's find a snowdrift. Come on, let's get this one a quick burial, at least for now.
There's a bunch of snowdrifts in the alley. This is where they dump all
Yeah.
the snow. So
Yeah. So, wait. Crearyn,
Yes?
that was a fun battle. Good job, mate. Yeah, up top.
Well, we just made a big target on ourselves, I imagine, but they're gonna high five.
And as he goes to high five, he just grabs your hand and then just pulls you in. And it's just like, when I said
Yes?
run,
Oh.
did I not, like,
I
give you?
fucking
Did I
stutter.
not? Did I not properly convey the importance of my exclamation?
I just thought you were scared. You seem very timid. Maybe next time address what the issue may be, the severity of what this may be. I have no idea what these creatures are. They're
Yeah,
brains
guess
with
what?
legs.
Guess
they're
what?
They're
They're
scribble.
pets.
Yeah, the
These
scribble.
These are pets.
What? Scribble can't do anything. Scribble just runs around.
He
It was
doesn't mean
clawing
it's-
at us.
They don't mean it, Scribble. They don't mean it.
No, like, what I mean is that if they're like Scribble and they look like Scribble, then I assume they act like Scribble. So Scribble can claw people.
These ones will, as you see, do as such.
I realize that they can live in someone's brain cavity.
the building you're like nestled up against, where you kicked in the brick, there's just somebody looking out the window at you all, just waving.
Right.
Morning. I'm gonna pick up the hand that is now shrunk back down to its clay size, and I'm gonna hold it up to Abe and just say, "Pound it. Thanks for the safe back there."
Hits it.
And then tuck it back
Fancy.
into my pocket.
The person just staring at the window hasn't blinked yet either. They're just like,
Yeah, when they when he saw them, Angela just got up in the Abe's mask.
they definitely saw you also, like, yeah, they're just like staring. They can see that you're covered in viscera. They can see the body being buried in the snowdrift, and they're just waving.
It's just a red. It's like a red snow cone. Snow drift.
I'm gonna
Oh, yeah.
subtle spell prestidigitation to blow like snow from the corner of the house up to block it, while I also like clean up all the blood.
Okay. Cool.
Just kind of poof and everything's clean.
All right.
Right. So, I didn't, Crearyn, to answer your question, I didn't precisely know what was going on with that person. And all I know is that it was conveying similar behaviors to that of the floating. I forgot what they were called. Just in those floating things down in the tunnels.
Just sentries made of brains.
The sentries. It was conveying like thoughts, random thoughts from like
Right.
different minds.
When I was
So
peering down there through
when-
my spiders, the one was talking about their groceries.
Right, yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, I saw them say that, heard them say that, and it just lined up, yeah, with what Tero was talking about. So I wasn't sure if it was some type of sentry thing, or if it was a mind threat, an intellect devourer. So I just said run because I didn't know if it was a sentry thing, and if you got close, you'd be nuked.
Ooh.
So when I saw you running towards it, well, yeah.
Do you retrieve the lead helmet you tried to put on at Crearyn?
Yes.
Okay. Making your way.
So that's all I mean. Is yeah. That
Maybe, okay, so instead of just run, maybe give a reason of why we should run. Hey, these will destroy your brain.
I don't think Abe has time to write a whole persuasive essay to tell you why
Yeah.
you should be
Oh,
running
did I
from
say?
something
Oh,
he knows a
Samira,
lot
did I
about.
say write an essay? I just said give a reason. So hey, run. These things can literally mush your brain. That's just more than what you just, or less than just what you said right
And
now
I-
within a matter of 2 seconds.
And
As
I'm
you're-
saying
as
maybe
you're-
sometimes we don't have
reasonable-
time to convey that information.
Yeah, I'm saying.
You just did. So I think we
no.
do have time for it,
Uh,
especially
You
in the
know how quick-
situation of where we are.
I think after the battle, we'll have a little bit of a time distortion on how much time occurred between certain things. I think,
Right.
at least looking back, I said run, and it was less than a second later that you were running at it.
Maybe that's what they thought you meant.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, you didn't say run away. You just said run. So I ran quickly.
Yeah.
Look, understandable. I get it. I get it now. There's things that you've dealt with and that you know about that we won't know about.
Yeah.
So maybe have a little think tank on what these creatures that we may be facing and what it could mean. And to me, that just seemed as though he was a little off kilter, and maybe he was being
Yeah.
influenced by the Elder Brain, not
I
necessarily.
mean,
'Cause
I'm of 2 months about this, Crearyn.
is that scary because we just fought something with 6?
Yeah, yeah. I appreciate this little limber up we got here, because
Sure.
now I'm ready. I feel like I'm finally awake today. Feels good. Everyone else, the blood pumping now? Are we ready to continue the day?
Of course.
Yeah. That was excellent. That said, I think we got trust issues in this group.
No.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily
So,
trust.
when
that's,
I say
that's not it.
run, I think you should trust my judgment, especially when it comes to stuff that I've got intimate knowledge of.
All right.
Okay, let's just talk about this just real quick. Just to have a moment here. If we were to run away from every single threat or possible threat, we're never going to potentially.
Listen,
We're not going to
First-
know what we're up against
right, and you didn't know what you were up against, right? So the point
because
is,
you didn't tell me.
right, yeah. Point is to run so that we have time to properly convey things and then get rid of the problem. Like there's only so much.
Your
you can
logic
do.
right now, you're being way too logical from how you usually act. Usually you're ready to just jump the gun. Is it just because those are the worms and you're not necessarily afraid of them?
Yeah.
Are you more afraid of these creatures?
Yeah.
That guy's not
I'm
afraid.
more
say
for-
that.
And
but
Tero
understand
points
this.
towards the guy who's like
Understand
in a
this.
basin outside bathing.
Understand this, Crearyn. Not one of them attacked me.
It's 'cause they're
So it's not that I'm scared
Friend,
of
right?
them for me. I'm scared of them for all you.
You did fine.
I mean, that shit kind of hurt, and it
Yeah.
almost got me.
What
Yeah, there was a
thing?
bit of tug of war on that.
I was real close to losing my marbles, literally and figuratively.
Whenever it did the weird split thing,
Yeah.
I felt a tingle in my brain. I just thought it was trying to make a connection.
I don't think that's what it was trying to do. I think it was trying to eat your brain like a chocolate volcano cake.
So it could remove your brain or rid you of your brain or eat your brain like a chocolate volcano from without
I mean, at the very
Physical
least, it can
contact?
melt it into the chocolate.
No, these things, they do eat brain. They almost as easily as I do. Almost as quickly, too.
As you're walking, you pass, as Tero pointed out, you pass by a guy who's in an outdoor bath, like one of those big washing tubs, and he's just bathing himself in like the negative like 20, 30 degree weather, just la 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 la. And you're passing like right by his house as you kind of like do this curve and start to head down towards the gate that leads out of this district.
Is the water frozen yet? He's just like,
Oh, it's like long since frozen. The guy's just covered in frostbite.
Oh, God.
And he's just like,
Jesus.
and the skin's like blackened, and when he's scrubbing, it's just kind of coming off.
Oh,
Yeah, I think this is a bigger problem.
He looks over as you walk past. Wonderful weather we're having. Hello.
go. We're not.
Yeah,
Keep going.
Keep moving. I think it.
He like sniffs the air a little bit.
Everyone be dumb. Actually, Crearyn, I think we might need to, or Scooch, I think you might need to put your heads together and get that helmet on Scooch, because they'll be sniffing him out like blood.
Oh, they can't reduce my intellect. It's too high.
Yeah, but your intellect is
Well, I'm in the
Drawing
process
it.
of doing something.
right. It's drawn attention to us.
Nah.
That's all. Right.
And we're working on some. Just
Oh.
gotta get weird away from this weirdo in the bathtub who's washing his skin
Yeah.
off.
Let's see if this intellect of our infestation is going in other places other than the Dreg Ward.
Probably not.
Probably not. No.
No one comes here, rat. Doesn't look like there's no
Yeah.
officials here anywhere. Yeah, you haven't seen a single worm in the Dreg Ward, really. Just the ones at the cremation pits.
Interesting. Can we do a little loop around the Black Rest Bastille if that's the case?
That's the direction you're headed. You have to pass by it to get out.
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay. You begin to start to move past the Black Rest Bastille, and there are no worms patrolling the ramparts. You don't see any worm presence there.
Oh, that's peculiar.
It's like this massive connection of buildings, stone buildings, barred windows. The ramparts are covered in like spikes, so people can't like scale the walls. And there's nobody on the ramparts. The front doors are these massive wrought iron gates that are currently closed. Big old fortified building, no worms whatsoever around it.
I think we might need to investigate this, gang. If, for instance, this is the... It's a jail. We've all been in there. It goes down underground a certain amount. I think this could be an entry point. And if it is, we should block it up. Buy us some time.
You do hear at this point. You do hear footsteps along the ramparts, like someone's wearing plate armor, like the worms wear, and it's walking on stone, like clang, clang, clang. And you see a worm, a lone worm, just kind of patrolling. You kind of stop for a second, look around. The sun is probably starting to rise, probably about the halfway point of breaching the horizon. It's probably only been like 15 minutes since you left the cremation pits. Or actually, you walked a couple city blocks. You see, went down, around. Yeah, it's actually probably been like 20 minutes. He just stands there.
Alright, what are you thinking? I mean, I told you what I was thinking. Like, this could be an entry point.
And then they kind of pause for a
That one-
second. And they start doing like a performative little dance on top of the ramparts.
Yeah, that one's. Oh, wait, that one might not be intellect foul. That might be. Let's keep moving.
So how tall? Sorry, how tall are those again?
Like 35 feet. Or blah, blah, blah. That's not right. The walls of the Black Rest Bastille are like maybe 15 feet. I'm thinking of the outer city walls. Those are big. Yeah, this is more like 10, 15 feet tall. Or 10, that's short. Yeah, it'd be like 15, 20 feet tall. covered in
Yeah.
spikes at the top, so people can't scale it. And yeah, this worm kind of just stops, and they start like doing this like performative, like almost like fluid flowing dance.
He's really be into dancing.
And they're the only worm you see on the ramparts. Last time you were here, when you were getting brought in, there was like 10 or 12 worms stationed all along the ramparts. Now there's just one. They stop. Look around.
Yeah, let's keep walking. Keep walking.
Oh!
We need to break distance.
Hello, down there. Because you guys are like,
Let's keep walking. You didn't
Right
hear.
there.
You didn't hear him. Keep
There's
walking.
a little wave like this as we're just walking past. Just a kitten wave. Just a nothing major. A real acknowledgement. Just being polite.
they don't respond. They just wave back.
Break line of sight. Let's turn a corner. Right.
Current's
Right.
just got a casual look over their shoulder. Are they still watching us?
Yeah. The way you're passing is there's really nowhere for you to turn when you're passing by it. You got to straight walk towards the gate. There's like
Can I make one
there's a
quick
couple
pit
like
stop?
houses beside you. You could dip into an alleyway.
Can I make just one quick pit stop? Just one very quick.
What are you doing?
I'm asking the group.
Do whatever you want.
What are you doing?
I'm curious.
Alright, this is the point where
They
I
go back
tell
to
you
the one goes back to
everything-
dancing.
Yeah, this is the point where I tell you everything that you want to know so that you understand what what I'm trying to say.
I want to know how lowered the defenses are in this moment.
Yeah, we
Alright.
got shit to do today.
I'm trying to tell you, this
Can-
one
2
is
seconds.
being directly...
I don't want to go fight him. That's not what I'm saying. I just want to go listen in to the still. You'll see me. I'm not going into
They're just
it.
spinning on spot, dancing, not
Yeah.
moving.
Just say no if you don't want me to go.
Nah.
Giving you the
if you got an idea, maybe we can get something from it.
Sure.
the-
Then you hear, as you're like having this, the worm says, "I have betrayed my beliefs. My heart is full of sorrow." They
Swan
step up
princess.
They step up onto the ramparts. They're
I
like,
hated that
"I
one.
am Princess Margaret." And the worm steps up onto the ramparts. "Where is my prince?" And they look in the direction of the party.
Your line is, Crearyn.
Huh?
It is I, your prince.
It is I, your prince.
"Are you here to rescue me from my captors?"
Fine, please.
Yes, beloved, I am.
Yes, beloved, I am.
"Please,
Crazy.
come bed me in this moment and rescue me." And they step off the ramparts and they dance back to the tower they came out of.
I thought they were about to jump off. Well, I got summoned. Should I go? Tero, come with me.
Yeah, well,
No, that's
yeah.
weird.
So,
I'm
Yeah,
not going
they
to
do-
lay
they
with
do.
them.
yeah. You
Oh!
know, sometimes when they do that part, they actually do jump off ramparts and...
Oh.
Yeah.
I just want to see how many more are in there, if any at all.
Somebody walks by, like there's still commoners moving around, right? A guy walks by and goes, "That was a better performance than yesterday." Haha. And they just walk past and keep going.
Wait,
Oh,
wait, wait,
yeah,
wait.
but-
Excuse me.
Yes.
They
They got like a big bushy beard, big bushy eyebrows, kind of brown eyes, crow's feet. They're maybe they're in their early 50s, bald, just bald, heavy furs. Yeah. Well,
the
look.
same person who is it this? Hi, is it the same person who performs every day?
No.
Oh,
Okay, the worms just love performing lately. What's to stop them from enjoying life?
yeah, it's very true. But there's one.
Some of them are weird, but I think they're just trying to provide entertainment for those of us in the Dreg Ward.
Lovely sentiment. Alright. And you see this performance, it happens regularly, or is it just intermittent? Does it happen at the same time every day?
Oh! No. No set schedule.
Crearyn's gonna toss him a copper. Thank you for your time.
Just looks at it, puts it in his pocket.
Oh, and a sweet roll. Here you go.
Nice.
Takes a bite.
Just bleeding from the
No, he takes a bite. Kind of just freezes for a second. His eyes kind of glaze over a little bit. Shakes his head. Delicious. And walks off.
Alright, so I have 9 more. Okay, got it. Alright, well, okay, never mind.
Right,
There's others that perform. That sated my curiosity.
Right.
Whoa, do you think they're going to be mad that their prince isn't showing up to bed them?
Yeah, they will now. We've kind of...
Oh, they're going to come looking for you, Crearyn.
Yeah,
Just change my appearance. I'd worry about it.
they say all of us. Right.
I can go if you want me to.
No, we're not doing anything alone.
Yes, go bed the worm.
Yeah,
Information. It's been a while.
yeah. No, they're being puppeted. Like, and it wouldn't be consensual.
I just had the fucking worst thought. See how good the Elder Brain is at fucking.
Oh, no.
Oh God. Oh.
Sorry. Oh my god.
Yeah.
You just also, as you
It's
like,
all
you also hear just
it's all
sorrowful.
performative, Crearyn. It's all performative.
You just hear sorrowful crying coming from the prison now too.
All right. So
First.
yeah, that might be the hub gang. That might be
Would make
entry
sense.
point. It makes sense.
If it's taking over officials, why aren't the officials doing anything?
I imagine it's part of some deal. It's got to be part of some deal.
It's like a
Like-
slow growth. Maybe it's starting with. I mean, who has the most access to the city apart from the officials? The worms, right?
Listen, I think there's a shaking of hands happening here.
With the Elder Brain?
Elder Brain with potentially the Baron, right? So I think the Baron is offering the Elder Brain the Dregwald. And
Do you
the Elder
have
Brain is offering the Baron something else.
That would be kind of. That would be very brave of the. I shouldn't say the word brave. That would be very ballsy of the Baron to.
Yeah, but it's not the Baron. The Baron is a medium, right? For the Brine Lord.
That's what I'm saying. It's very
Yeah.
ballsy for the Baron to. Because if you think about it, maybe. I mean, I don't know. Okay, let's just continue on.
I don't know either. I mean, the Baron could just be another interactive hour, right? But it's we don't know. We don't know.
Does anybody have coin? Did I already ask this?
Yeah, I got a coin.
Yeah, the potential trap that we were going to lay for the vampire requires some finer clothes, so I would like to get dressed up. I'm the only one that can potentially pull that off. Gonna look around to the eclectic nature of the group.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a decent idea. I think, though, that based on the last time the vampire fed, we're not gonna. I don't know. We might not Yeah. If there's something, if we see some clothes on our way, I think it's a good idea probably to stop in. Yeah, that's a good idea, Crearyn.
So I don't
But
like
for
looking
now,
like this right now.
we're
the-
skipping the Black Rest.
Yeah, Crearyn is gonna stretch their like arms up, and as they do like a heavy stretch, and they're like almost like a privacy fan. As the hands go up, the face softens a bit more, and takes on that more feminine appearance. It's the last time that they took on this appearance was to be like nondescript, so it's a very generic feminine form, long brown hair that flows down. The skin is like has a little bit of color to it. Like they look like they maybe get some sun or have gotten some sun before. But so just taking on a more humanoid appearance in the town, and not look like a gray human.
Yeah.
Or gray entity.
Okay. As you approach the gate leading out of the Dreg Ward and into the Broom Ward, which is the sort of the major inhabited district, there are worms stationed just on the side of the gate. They're up on like ramparts. Even the minor walls separating the districts have rampart walls. And perched here are two worms. They look down at you all. You don't look poor. Just hanging out with the poors?
Took the long way around from Greymaw Square.
Alright, fair. Don't know why you'd want to do that. The Dreg Ward's a shithole.
Not the best.
Step in any shit, and by shit I mean the people. Oh, good one. Yeah. Yeah, they're basically Waldorf and
The urge to be Fozzie and tell a horrible joke in the moment.
That one worm looks at the other one. Are we letting people from the Dreg Ward into the Broom Ward right now? Our new captain says they want to keep it pretty locked down. We could get the captain and have him look them over and be like, oh, they don't look fucking smelly and shit covered and, you know, diseased.
Again, we want to avoid the captain. Gang.
Well, do we look dirty and shit covered and diseased right now to you?
No, if you want him to answer that.
So, looks at Tero, who's wearing a very weird outfit.
But it's clean.
Well,
I mean, Samira would have cleaned the blood off of everyone.
He does have a pretty
he's also
a pretty sweet cloak.
Mm-hmm.
Nice looking cloak on.
You hear a door open up on one of the tower pit that kind of separates the gates, and stepping out is this tall knight almost, with like very draconic looking armor, much more than the worms wear. They have like a full helmet that looks like a dragon's head, and it's icy blue metal. That's just the entire thing. They have a long blue cloak. They look down.
The Goblin Master himself, guys.
They look like they're probably like 6 foot something. They're pretty tall. They like peer over the wall, looking down at you all. They look back to the others and they go, yeah, they're fine. They can pass through. And, alright, if you say so. And the gate begins to open.
Don't give him a reason, just move.
And as you step into the Broom Ward, that's where we're going to go to break.
We've been introduced to the Goblin Master himself.
Oh, boy.
The new captain, they said. Yeah, we'll be back in 10 minutes to do more.
Interesting.
All right, you begin to pass into the Broom Ward. The buildings are much more well-kept stone architecture, very Victorian in their build, cold, dark stone. Similar architecture to the Grey Moss Square in terms of whatnot, but this is all mostly residential and whatnot. As you pass through into the district rather, something immediately catches your eye. It is a towering edifice. Sat behind a ring of rigid dormitories, the University of the Iron Sigil looms like a blade half drawn from the earth. Its pale gray stone is veined with cold blue metal, and every edge of its architecture is precise, brutal in its symmetry, designed not for beauty, but for control. The structure exudes power, its spires and parapets watching like sentries over the snow-laced courtyard below it. And you're just passing by. Dotting the icy grounds are towering sculptures of dragons, frozen in mid-roar, wings spread, claws outstretched. Each one carved from glimmering ice so finely detailed they seem caught in the moment before movement. Sometimes you swear you see breath mists near their jaws. Students march between buildings in perfect lines, clad in sleek uniforms of steel gray and deep blue, military cut, high-collared, and reinforced with deep threading. The boots don't crunch, they click. There's no idle chatter whatsoever, only grim focus. The air...
Right there's another type of mind control.
The air, even around the building, feels heavier. Not from the cold, but from the weight of potential surveillance and expectation. As you're passing by the main entry arch, a metal sigil glows faintly, a closed fist surrounding a single room-lit eye. Below it, the university's motto, etched in clean, unflinching script. Order above all. And that is the University of the Iron Sigil, and you are passing by it.
Right. So, you might see a bit of a difference, right? Between, like, the oppression that we just left to the oppression here.
Abe, you didn't like attend this place, did you?
Nah. You didn't.
Inside check.
Sure.
Did you really, or did you lie to me? Are you a fibber?
19.
I rolled a 19 as well.
Meets it, beats it.
So, yeah, you kind of get the gist that this is not Abe's scene. And that makes a lot of sense to you.
The students are in like perfect formations, line formations as they move into the courtyard. There's no one.
Crearyn is kind of thinking also potentially Abe was here pre.
There's no one sitting.
Pre-tadpole? Nah.
No one's sitting. No one's sitting idly. No one's relaxing on the courtyard. There is nowhere to rest or relax on the courtyard. These people are just marching to where they need to go. Occasionally, you'll see somebody like floating through the air, like a different figure of authority each time, floating through the air, getting to different buildings on the property. It's numerous buildings, numerous parapets, numerous towers, and the dormitory buildings. Even the dormitory buildings look awful.
Wait, are you saying we can see that people are like flying?
Like figures of authority are flying from building to building on the grounds.
All of a sudden, Abe knows that's possible now.
Like,
Do you walk past quickly? Do you linger for a bit to watch?
I mean, that stuff. He's still walking past, but he's like, man, that stuff. It's a bit faster than, my levitate and then pushing myself around.
Yeah, these people are going fast.
My mage hand
Well,
is much faster.
you never thought that you could fly before? You do it.
Well, I didn't know. All I knew is I was inclined that I could levitate, because I'm on Flayer. And I just used my telekinesis to push myself around.
Valid.
I figured it was how you flew, but that looks much different.
as you continue to move past the university grounds. You pass by what looks like an outdoor kind of arena. It's like a square arena, like similar in design to like what a tennis court would look like, but without being a tennis court. And there's just two students on opposite sides, just looking down at each other, and you're passing by just as the two of them are about to start a duel, and the one's a little bit quicker than the other one, and with a quick fluid motion, they basically obliterate the upper half of the other student. The other student's lower half, with a spurt of blood and gore, just falls backwards into the snow, and a well-dressed elf man with long black hair approaches that student, the living one, speaks to them quietly. You don't hear what they're saying because they're pretty far away. Speaks to them, and then they walk off with the instructor, you assume, and other students gather to carry away the ruined body of the other student. No one is fazed. No one is upset. Looks just like their everyday practice here.
If
Can
Crearyn
you
ever
tell?
dies, this is where I'm making my next character come from.
Yeah. Can I
Go for it.
tell? Can I tell what happened?
No.
Like,
It was a
what
quick,
kind of
like
spell
they just
that
like a quick
was?
snap of their fingers, and the person basically imploded.
A quick and subtle spell.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Like there was like hardly any motion from the other person. The other person, it was they kind of did like a slight little shift, and the other person basically just went.
So you said it looked like an implosion.
Yeah,
Right.
like,
So like things collapsing in on themselves.
or sorry, it would have been an explosion.
Okay. So like arms, legs, or like things blew up. Like almost like his bones blew up, and then,
Yeah, like nothing.
So there's
ba-
nothing really left.
No, the upper half was basically just vaporized in a gory mess, and
And
no
so it
one.
didn't-
No one seems phased. None of the students, they all seem like this is just every day for them. The other students that weren't taking part in the duel come by and they just they pick up the lower half and they drag it away. Somebody else comes by and like uses magic to clean up the arena, and then two more students step foot onto the arena and they start dueling, but not as lethally.
What the rotten guts happened there?
Lex, if you want somebody to go from there, they definitely can.
Not gonna kill any more characters on purpose. Abe, can you do that?
Oh, right, no. I wish I could.
As you're walking by, you can see there's somebody, because this is in, like it's in the city, it's in the residential district. You're starting to pass like into the street itself now, and you see people from the city itself are watching, some in awe, some in fear. Some would say, man, you hear somebody say, man, they've really been training these kids really well. I'm really proud my son's in there. Yeah, your son must be doing pretty well.
Just kidding. Body bag being delivered is your son. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't want to face these guys.
And the students are clearly like militarized, so they're also clearly militarized in some way.
You want me to try to
You
sneak
can
in?
tell just by their attire, the way they're marching around, the way they're instructed, the way they're just training.
Yeah, I didn't
I could-
think.
I could try to sneak in.
I think that would be. Excuse me. I think that would be suicide, based on what we
Yeah.
just saw.
Yeah.
That person, the person who blew up the other person, looks like they were no older than 13. By the way, these are two like young teenagers fighting.
Look, you just put me and Tero in there. They'll be without any mages after a short little day. A little day trip.
You know what this makes me think? I think we need to find some pretty unique shits soon, so that I can potentially get another spell
That's
that
what I'm saying, like, you
can
could go-
combat against what I just saw.
We could go grab one of their spell books or something. We could gallop into the library.
Yeah, and make an interesting shit with it. Yeah.
Bringing up shit. Are you trying
Well-
to be like that one?
Well, I gotta collect poo. Remember?
Yeah, We gotta collect poo. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
In order for
I
me
thought
to
you were
get
saying you were going to make
spells.
an interesting shit from what you found in there, but I see what
No.
you mean. You
Yeah.
want to get magical student, like, wizard shit.
No, I'm saying we need to get some cool, interesting shit so that we can get a good spell from our friend. All
That's what I'm
stinky.
saying, is you want the poop from mages. Mage poop.
It doesn't have to be mage poop. I just want a unique poop.
As you're continuing past the university, you hear one of the people outside that's training scream, and they're lifted up into the air by like some telekinetic force. And again, you don't see much movement with these students when they're casting their spells. It's like they're just like focused.
Okay.
And the one is like levitated a little bit up in the air and then compressed down into like a ball, and then just dropped on the ground.
Yeah, I don't know how they're doing that. Usually there are telltale signs of casting spells.
Should we be worried? Like, obviously we should be worried.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Maybe. That's a lot. That's a lot that we're saying.
Yeah.
This is what they have to do to be registered to do magic? Samira, how the hell did you get to your magic? Can you do any of that?
I can try, and I'm gonna cast Gust to try to push Crearyn 5 feet away.
Are you doing
Strength
it
save.
slowly?
I'm gonna subtle spell this. I'm gonna use my last sorcery
Okay,
point
I was
to
gonna
subtle
say,
spell.
if you did that in front of the university and didn't subtle
That's
spell
right,
it,
yeah.
it'd be bad.
That's what I'm
What?
saying.
It's
like-
That's
just
right.
a-
Yeah, I forgot. I forgot where we,
There is
I forgot
also
where we
there are
were.
people all around too watching the training happen. If they see Crearyn just suddenly go, even though you're subtle spelling the spell, people might think something fishy's going on. You still doing it?
Well, no, I'm not gonna do it now. But Crearyn, if you're interested in seeing my full capabilities at a later date, I'd be thrilled to oblige.
I guess just plainly, can you do what they're doing? You can't squish people's brains, can you? Or squish people into
well, that's-
nothingness?
Squishing people into brains is more of an Abe thing. I can crush you with the hand that you saw earlier, though.
No, I think
Maybe
the word
pop
you're
out
looking
an
for.
eyeball or
I
two.
think the word you're looking for is you can try.
Well, if you get caught, we'll just keep squeezing until you stop breathing, like an anaconda.
Yeah, I'm more of a physical specimen. I will beat them. I will do essentially the equivalent of what happened to that person, but over an extended period of time with my fisticuffs.
You just beat people up.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll beat the piss out of those nerds.
You hear one,
Yeah,
you hear one of
I
the people
don't
in the
know how
audience
fast.
that's watching these go on as you're still moving past the massive grounds. There's my son. He's about to duel.
I want to watch. I just want to watch.
I
to see.
don't
I want to see the
watch
disappointment.
You see this?
I don't
You see this like
this.
maybe 15-year-old step out, pale, freckly faced gnome,
Oh no.
tousled orange hair. That's also like well kept. They step out in these like grayish blue military like coats. They raise a hand, and somebody will say, "Oh, your son's not trained that well. He still has to use his hands." Well, he's a quick learner. And then somebody else steps out, and it's a 8-foot tall Goliath with like just built like a brick shithouse. Their coat tailored to fit them. They also raise their hand to keep it fair. How far back are you guys? Like, the arena is right near the grounds. Like, people can actually like sit near and watch.
Yeah, I guess we're right there with them.
Okay, so you're getting close to watch this then.
Yeah, we're with the
blended
audience.
with the crowd, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I try to watch the Goliath and try to figure out what spell he's casting?
That's what Abe's wanting
Okay.
to try and do, is just figure since they're using their hands, he's going to try and
So they put their hands
see what
up,
type of spell.
and you can see the instructor is that black-haired elf. He's once again back. He was just escorting the winner away. You're doing the basics. Interesting. Fair enough. And as they raise their hands, you can see what looks like blue veins. Like you can see blue veins begin to appear beneath the skin. And they both just start like. You see the Goliath moves his hands in a way, and push it. It's like he's using the air around him to pull this gnome right up to him. Some sort of telekinetic magic, and he pulls the gnome like right up to him, and then he goes to like pick the gnome up by the head, and he actually lifts the gnome up by the head with both hands, and the gnome snaps his fingers real quick and teleports.
Nice.
Like a quick little, and then he appears on the shoulders of the Goliath, places both hands on the back of the Goliath's head, and the veins on his arms begin to flare up, and what would be funny? What would be really funny? What would be really funny?
Vicious mockery that makes him break his own back.
That'd be good.
Fuck.
Step on a crack and you break your mama's back.
Yeah, this is good. Puts both hands on the back of this guy's head. And you see this like green sort of light begin to emanate out of the gnome's hands and goes into the Goliath's like head, and his head begins to almost like, you see like the cheeks sink in, the eyes sink in a little bit, as he basically begins to rapidly decay
Necrotize.
the Goliath's head, and the Goliath just the gnome hits the ground, rolls off, stands up straight. The crowd just erupts into applause at them seeing teenagers kill each other, essentially. You hear some
Did they take late admissions?
you hear some people in the audience weeping, like a couple rows, like a couple benches, like big like benches down, bleachers or whatever these would be called, stands. A couple stands down, you hear like a couple people weeping.
Some Goliaths were just like, woo!
And the gnome rolls up, stands up straight, and the instructor escorts the gnome away. And then the students that weren't participating do their best to haul away the Goliath's body. The gnome, when he teleported, looks like he casted Dimension Door. Blight. The Goliath just used Gust to bring the guy close and was going to crush his head with his bare hands. And the gnome is escorted away. And the audience cheers. The gnome's parents are just enthralled and overjoyed that their son just murdered another child, essentially.
Yeah. Alright, guys, I gotta keep moving. This is a bit much. As curious as I am about magic, yeah, this ain't it for me.
Can I see if they have any join our class of 20
Nope,
something?
they
or
definitely
other
don't.
Pamphlets? No? Okay. So it's not a public enrollment school. Cool.
Nope.
Damn.
You get the idea that they get them while they're young.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty young. I'll also say, if you were enrolled there, you'd be making a new character, because Samira would definitely not be around anymore.
Oh, okay.
Plus, Samira's too
Good
old.
to know. Yeah.
Harder
But if
to,
I did
harder
make a
to-
new character,
harder to indoctrinate somebody when they're
Yeah.
yeah.
more worldview.
But what if I pretend that I'm a willing person?
You don't want to come from that school.
No, I know.
I mean,
Okay.
character dies. You want to make a backup character? You could, but they don't really let the
Mhm.
people from that school stop being attached to that school. You get based on just how everything kind of goes there.
Yeah.
You saw the blue blood.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, let's keep moving. I think you want to check out the Church of the Scar. I don't know what you have in mind. Are you thinking we'll get in a scrap? Samira?
In the church? I doubt it.
What do you mean you doubt it? I thought that was the idea. That's what got me excited about it in the first place.
I'm not looking to fight every preacher and priest that we come across just because they're all part of the Church of the Scar.
And also a reminder, the Church of the Scar has expanded across the continent in secret. It is a secretive church. It's only on this map because Benny put it on here because he knows where it is.
I just got some questions I wanted to ask them. Is all.
I don't think they're gonna answer them in the way that you want.
And more context. The followers of this church show their beliefs and faith in secret as their methods of study are seen as evil by most. Occasionally, members of the church are driven mad by the voices and the blood, leading them to commit violent acts and draw the attention of the Rime Dominion. They are swiftly apprehended or eliminated by church loyalists. Those caught are often subjected to scientific experiments or face execution. Just an idea of where you want to go.
I was thinking they also might have some insight on our bloodsucker friend.
I mean, that is a decent connection you draw there.
Yeah, I'm like I may be intellect devourer stupid, but I'm not person stupid. I can connect
Right.
some dots.
Yeah. I mean, it is right there.
It's on the way, Abe. And it's right next to the Ivory Spires.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why. It is right there. Where all them. Now that could be, right? I mean, it might not be. They just have a predilection towards, expensive folks. Yeah.
Maybe one of their priests fucked around and found out.
Or, that's just what's around nearby. And
Yeah.
that's all that's cared about. That's weird. Yeah, this is a bit of a mystery. Let's walk by. Poke, but not prod. See if we can't figure out or get any clues as to our vampire friend. And with quotes.
I will say, having watched the spars, one from a distance, two from a distance, one pretty close up. The sun would have risen about half an hour ago, probably while you were watching the spars. The sun is now up and in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
You don't want to explore the university?
Not after all the
let's
threats
just
you
walk
made.
in. Yeah, let's just walk in.
Oh, but it's such a cool place.
Get exploded.
Not after you just told us that these guys are almost twice our level.
The torso exploders. They have a spell that can
Yeah.
explode your torso.
Do you want to learn that spell? There's one way to do it. Right, it's just in there. Don't you want to explode some torsos?
I do.
I can call many meteors from the sky. I'm good.
Yeah, give me your blue blood. I will learn the torso exploder.
That's what it's called. I imagine Abe cast it just by painting like a Mario bomb, the bomb on his chest,
The bomb.
pulling it out and throwing it at someone. The bomb.
You just begin making your way through the district. It's a nicer district. The people are still obviously, it's a shitty city to live in. It's still cold as fuck, and no one's having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
The district's a little nicer. It's a little warmer. There's oil lamps, big oil basins everywhere that are just constantly burning to keep warmth in the city that people gather around. Occasionally, a stagecoach rolls by, pulled by one of those big, boar-like animals that have like the single narwhal-like tusks that you guys saw in the first session, and not since, because you haven't really been in a major. You haven't been in a major city. It's been a lot of land travel so far. And you just keep walking. The church is about a block away.
Alright, so, I mean, we're not going to see big vampires at this time of day, so maybe we'll catch it on the way back to, you know, we're not staying in the boar's tusk again, are we?
I mean, probably not.
Bella
Benny
and,
showed us.
Bella and
We're
Bill did
gonna-
suggest we could stay in the clock tower if we need to, and that's in
Right.
the market district.
Alright, we got a few things in this area, but I will recommend we maybe get some beds at the Degree Dock.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. Are the two questions?
Yeah.
Are the doors to the church open?
Well, you got to get there first. We're not there yet.
Well, like from across, we get there like across the street from the
You
opening.
don't get there across the street. You're running right beside
Justin's
it.
just teasing it with the icon.
When we arrive, we'd be on the other side of the main
you
walkway.
cannot tell it's a church from the outside. As I said, it expanded
Okay,
continent-wide to be secretive. The only way you know
Okay.
about it is because Benny wrote it on the map. It just looks like a ramshackle abandoned building on the outside.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, this should be the building.
Right, I mean, that's what the map says.
Are there any footsteps going into or out of this building?
No. Looks like the front door is just a basic door that's been boarded up.
Yeah.
Hey, Tero, can you check out the windows? See if there's any activity inside?
They're all boarded up.
All of them?
Yeah? Can't you see?
You don't even want to take a lap around?
Last time I took a lap around the church, we all got separated and Sumaji died.
Well, we're not going into the church right
It's
now.
true.
The last time I did that, Sumaji died.
Fine, I'll do it.
Alright. Everything's boarded up, almost as if by design so no one can peek inside.
Doing a full lap,
No
even
entrances.
everything.
No way to peek
Okay.
in.
Yeah. Abe is just gonna, like, shadow Samira and just kind of, like,
Yes,
Look
send
at
Scribble
everywhere.
with me.
Look at places other than the church, just like, like kind of almost
can-
like airheadedly, like just kind of
Can
like.
I'm gonna ask Abe if Scribble can, like, hang out in my hood and I just walk around with Scribble,
Yeah, you won't.
so I'm less conspicuous.
I mean, less conspicuous with your hood up.
I'll be hood down, Scribble in the pouch kind of covered by the hood.
He's a bit big. Let's give it a try. Looks around. Anybody around?
Just townsfolk walking around. You're on a well-used street.
All right, I'll just put my back to them and open up the book. Have Scribble.
Yep.
And I'm gonna, like, kind of adjust my hair over Scribble so that it looks like my hair is just covered in my hood.
Mm-hmm.
So my hair is covering Scribble.
All right, Scribble. Stay
So
hidden.
Abe has, through Scribble, has some sense of where Samira is while she's doing her walk
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, it's a. I think it's a blind sense.
There's no openings.
Yeah, just a retroactive Scribble is with Samira during the lap.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, apparently they aren't wanted visitors.
Yeah. And as Abe's just kind of walking, doing like a little perimeter with Samira,
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say like, you see
I don't know, cellar doors or basements. You're just kind of like.
I want to keep an eye out for familiar symbols that I might have seen, like Sumaji writing
Nope.
down. No?
Probably not.
Okay.
No cellar doors, no other entrances. There's just the front door that's boarded up.
Alright, guess we can come back later. Don't want to barge in on him.
Yep. Alright, well. So, I guess the rest of the plan for the day is to make our way to Rime Codex and then end our day at the Diggory Dock. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Samira, as you're walking away, you kind of hear a little voice in your head. The scar opens only for those willing to be opened in turn. Flesh, faith, and fear laid bare. If you knock with anything less, the door remains closed.
Did it sound like the voice I heard previously?
No. It's almost like it's talking in your head, but it's also like it's talking from behind something.
Okay.
Clearly somebody knows you were snooping around is what you get.
Yeah. I'm gonna like pause while I'm hearing it and then give the building another glance and then follow the others.
Okay.
To like whoever might have seen or noticed me walking around be like, I see you too.
Make you can do Arcana, Insight, or Perception.
I'm gonna do insight.
Yeah. Abel sees, she pauses and then walks off, and then he's like,
Oh god damn.
"Oh, you're done."
I'm
All
gonna
right.
add knowledge from a past life to add a d6.
Yeah, go for it.
You're done. All right.
That'll make it a 14 total.
14. The exterior of the building briefly shimmers as if it's being enchanted with a glamour. You don't make out what's underneath, but clearly it is not actually a derelict looking building. It's just being it's just being enchanted to look that way.
Seeing as I've already taken damage today, I am going to stick with the group and continue on to our new destination. But I will keep that in mind.
Alright, so you pass the Church of the Scar, and you're headed where?
We're heading in the direction of the Codex
Oh, great. So,
library.
okay.
But guys, we can do a short rest. We can have lunch. We haven't had lunch yet.
No.
Do we want to get rooms at the
Oh, and then come
at
back
the
to
Dickory
them
Dock?
later? Oh,
Yeah.
You're passing.
Get
You're
rooms and
basically
lunch.
you have to pass by where
Yeah.
the Dickory Dock is to get to the Codex.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's get our rooms for the night and then go on to the Codex, get some lunch.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea.
Numerous people in this area. It's a very bustling district of where people live. So there's constantly moving past people, all bundled for the warmth. Takes you-
Able start looking around for any familiar symbols.
No.
Okay.
You also-
He's expecting one to pop up around the Dickory Dock, but in case there's anything else, he wants to keep his eyes open.
Okay. Make an investigation or perception check as you're moving through these little side streets.
Cool.
I'm gonna do perception.
21.
21. Not for Samira,
Oh, never mind. Ignore
because
me.
you don't know what you're looking for.
Nope.
Abe, etched into one of the like lamp posts is what you're looking for.
Oh, this way.
Basically pointing in the direction of the Dickory Dock.
We follow Abe.
After some time. Yeah, you follow Abe. It's still like but a block away.
Alright, so you might see some people you recognise in here. Don't point it out right away. Like, don't call it out. Like, don't give away that you recognise people when you go in there. Like, this is, among other places, a little bit of discreet. Discretion is a high priority here, and among the workers. You'll see what I mean.
As you approach the building, you see its pale stone facade is weathered and chipped, with only a small twisted iron sign hanging above the door. A battered dock hook entwined with faded crimson ribbon says the Dickory Dock. A single crimson lantern glows steadily outside, its light unwavering through the snow and frost. Thick, dark curtains cloak the windows, shutting out the bleak city beyond. No music or laughter spills into the street, only the faint murmur of voices drifting like smoke. This building does not advertise itself whatsoever. If you're passing by, you'd think it was just a run-down, shitty pub.
Right, let's get in.
As you step inside,
Follow Abe.
the frozen city melts away beneath a wash of warm amber light and soft shadows. The air is heavy with the scent of cedar wood, spiced wine, and faint traces of lavender. Walls draped in deep burgundy fabrics absorb the chill and the noise, creating a cocoon of quiet comfort. The main parlor hums with quiet conversation and the clink of delicate glasses. Plush cushions and worn leather seats invite weary bodies to rest. A low fire crackles in a broad stone hearth, its glow flickering across the faces of patrons. Some laughing, others lost in thought, and many just grateful to be somewhere not so shit. You can see stairs that climb upwards where rooms are tucked behind heavy doors. The doors are also marked with symbols, which Abe would know are chanted with words for silence. The dock's staff move with practiced grace, offering not just company but sanctuary. And there are nude people everywhere. You see the satyr from the what the fuck was his name?
Smuggling. Yeah.
The satyr from the boar's tusk, the one who was fingering his belly button a lot. I'll remember his name in a second. He's here, completely nude, standing on a table, drinking just a massive golden pitcher of wine, as people are around him just like hitting him with like whips and shit. And that is just on display in the front parlor almost. You hear other noises that I will not describe in detail.
Yeah. Abraham will see someone he recognizes. Bethany, how's business?
Rough.
Oh. Yeah, I see. It's from me. No, but for you.
Oh, it's
How you
fine,
doing?
you know. Yeah, things have been pretty great actually. She's in the process of like paddling this older gentleman across the back. He's like whimpering as she's hitting him. Fine, everything's good.
Yeah. I see you got that swinging arm staying strong. You better.
Yeah, she's like, you guys can see that she's got like well-defined muscles, and she's just paddling this guy on the back.
Are y'all hiring?
Usually, yeah.
Well, you know what? This might be right up my alley while we come visit these cities. Is there an audition? Or
Sort of. We don't really audition people. That's kind of weird. If you're interested, you're interested. If the clientele don't like what you have to offer, then they tend not to. If you don't make money, they tend not to, well, be employed long.
See, this place, it is a bit of a... There's no, like, big, like, hire fire stuff. There's a bit of a freelance situation here. Like, you can come here and just give out your services.
Literally.
Now, there is someone that runs the property, so they can kick you out if you step over lines. But you can come here as anyone and offer things. It's a freelance. It's very open.
While Abe's talking, you see the satyr Knuckles. He's on the table still.
Yeah, Knuckles.
Ladies, do you want to see why they call me Knuckles?
Oh yes.
They're all just like, of course.
No.
He showers them with gold coins, and they lead him upstairs.
Yeah.
8 of them lead him upstairs.
Yeah.
He looks at one of the. He looks at this very handsome Air Genasi fellow who's carrying drinks around. He's like, he tosses a platinum coin to the Air Genasi. He's like, "You as well." And he's like, "Of course." Also goes upstairs. Yeah. So yeah, Bethany, this woman, looks at Crearyn. If you're interested,
Oh yeah, definitely.
perfect. What kind of
The
service?
wheel's turning.
A changeling in a brothel? Yeah.
Yeah, this is what they're like, this is
This is what I built them for.
yeah.
Perfect. Do you have any apprehension of offering services to worms on the rare occasion they show up? They do show up here on occasion. Rare.
No, not at all. They have coin? All for it.
They spend a lot of it.
Good.
Perfect.
They can be whatever they want me to be.
Perfect. Simply find a customer and we'll see how it goes. We'll see a trial run.
Sure.
Would I remember if they have like a certain there's like a certain dress code for if like you are like open for business, like a very limited dress code, of
Open
course,
for
like
business.
maybe a ribbon or something, or like that people will have on them so that they know that like, oh, or is it just more you gotta ask?
They all wear like a little crimson ribbon around the arm, and Bethany hands one to Crearyn. Wrap that around your arm so people can see it. Then they'll know you're
Oh goodness.
available.
Okay, I don't think this armor is going to be what I want to wear. Do you have like outfits?
Oh, of course.
Okay, I'll be right back. They're gonna
Wait.
slowly tie the ribbon around their arm, like up here,
Mm-hmm.
just above this spot here.
Okay.
They're gonna go back and they're gonna find an outfit. They're gonna take off the.
You can find whatever you
ribbon
want,
armor.
basically.
Yeah.
They have like Bethany will actually help you out. She'll lead you to this massive open, massive like back room for the staff, and it is just filled with staff getting ready. They're all basic. They're almost all nude, not all of them. Some are just getting ready. Not every act performed here is sexual. There are
Right,
acts of
yeah.
like companionship, people that just spend time talking. They need someone to talk to, that kind of stuff.
Massage work.
But there is just a massive. Then she leads you through this room and then into a back room that is just filled with outfits, costumes, whatever outfit would please someone's fancy, are just all hanging up in here.
So Crearyn's, as they're walking, and what is? I'm sorry. Is her name Bethany?
Yeah, I think that's what
I
Garrett
thought
said.
you called her Buffany at first.
Should
I
be
was like,
Buffany.
You know what? Fuck yeah. So as they're following Bethany, Crearyn while the steps, their visage is gonna fade, like almost like ink spilling off of paper. It just, that color just drains. They go to like their normal height, but they have, their appearance is that very asymmetrical. That's not right. Non-binary visual appearance of where it's a mix of masculine and feminine. That's what it was. The asymmetrical cut becomes more consistent, but it's that weird perception of looking at someone, especially who doesn't have like really defined features and unsure of whether they're masculine or feminine. Like,
Yeah, of
that's the
course.
idea. Like certain angles, they can appear one way or the other. They're gonna find an outfit that is accommodating. So they're gonna find like, they're gonna get like in a little bit of a more of a private area, and they're gonna find an outfit that is accommodating in a way that will fit and flow with if they have to shift their form. So if they go into a more muscular male form, it still will accentuate the muscles or whatever the taste may be. And Crearyn is going through numerous phases, and so they're I would say probably something that's a little bit looser in the sense of like flowy, so maybe even something that can unclasp and fall at the waist to reveal an upper body, whether it be male or female body. That can also allow a little bit of mystery to there. So Crearyn is going to be doing that. They're going to take their hands and they're going to run it so that the hair kind of doesn't look as messy. They're going to gather up their gear and they're going to bring it out to the others.
Before you head out, Bethy's going to be like,
okay,
they're going to make so much money off of you. And you likewise.
Who is this person that who's the is it Madame? Is that the word to use for this?
Bit of both.
Yeah, you know what? It's nice to be able to make some money outside of what we've been doing. So, I'm just gonna give these to my friends, and then I can
Mingle.
Yeah.
Of course.
Rooms first. Are there any open rooms?
Eventually, Bethany and Crearyn return.
Oh, sorry.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yep.
My bad.
Crearyn, do you come with, or do you head off to mingle?
Crearyn's going to ensure that all their gear is tucked away nice and neat. And
Bethany gives it to the
Yeah.
group.
Gonna take the cloak so it creates like another bit of protection, I guess, and we'll offer it to Bethany, and we'll ensure that they make appearance to the others, so we get the thumbs up, like, hey, I'm all good, I'm here, and they're gonna start mingling.
Okay.
Yeah. Look, yeah, they're gonna aim more for anybody that looks like. Okay, a couple things.
Of course.
Royalty,
Yeah, let's do it.
nobles. So
Yeah.
people who have money.
Okay. So.
People, I would say, even royals who look a little bit like distraught, I guess you can say, or maybe they have something on their mind that is bothering them. Because if something's killing nobles and other people know about it, there should be some recognition that something ain't right. So
you head off to carouse, and Bethany comes with the group. They're going to do quite well, I think.
Well, Samira,
Yeah? What's it?
I don't need to be a mind reader,
I mean, that's kind of what you do, Abe.
but go ahead and ask me. I know you want to ask me.
Ask you what?
Oh, maybe not. I thought you would ask me if I'd ever done this, if I'd ever worked here.
That. Do you want me to ask?
No.
Then I won't ask.
Great.
That's your business.
Tero will. Did you work here?
Yeah,
Were you once employed here?
yeah, I was.
Oh, I
A
bet
little
those
bit.
tentacles could get anywhere.
Yeah, there was some, not all of them were super weird, but yeah. Some people got a thing for tentacles.
Bethany's still standing there going, they do, it's true.
Yeah. I listen. I'm gonna brag. I do a hell of a massage with these things. Just saying.
Interesting.
People have all sorts of desires that come here. Some men that come here want me to beat them up. I'm fine doing it.
You
I
know,
think
it's so. You know, it's so crazy. I just suddenly lost my appetite, and I'm gonna go outside.
Okay. Like outside the tavern, outside the brothel.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna like step outside and lean against the wall next to the front door and just kind of watch the street.
Okay. Bethany's gonna look to Abe. I think your friend's a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think so.
Is there any reason you're all here? It's not just to unload your interchangeable friend, or?
No, we were actually just looking for a place to
Oh,
lay low.
of course. Anytime.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me see. You grabs Crearyn's clothes. Which rooms?
Well, whichever ones you can find that aren't occupied.
All right. Yeah. All right. Got a key. Lock.
Reaches into her bosom and hands you a key.
Thanks. Right. And he gives her a gold piece.
Tara's like, I'm going to wander around and see what mischief I can find.
I think that's good. I'm gonna put Crearyn's stuff in the room. Give it a lock.
I'm gonna go check on Samira.
I think that's a good idea.
Damn it. I wanted to sneak away back to the church.
I mean, there's still time.
I think. No, I think as Scooch comes out, Samira's like halfway down the street.
Okay, well, this isn't all happening at once, so people still have
Yeah.
the freedom to do their own thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are you doing it sneakily?
I think just to get back to the main road, I'm gonna sneak.
Okay, make a stealth check.
I'm gonna pull my hood up so I have advantage.
Right.
$16.
Okay. You sneak down the street. Scooch opens the door but doesn't see you. Well, step back inside. Turn to Abe. I don't see Samira.
Alright, I'll lock up. I think I got an idea of where they went.
Yeah, me too. Surprisingly enough. Should we find Tero and Crearyn or let them do their thing?
I think it might be best. I think it might be beneficial for Crearyn to do their thing.
All right.
Um,
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Meanwhile, Crearyn, how are you mingling?
Um.
Are you putting on a
Oh, gosh.
performance?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Are you? Yeah. How you doing?
Crearyn is less a performer and probably more of a. There's probably a moment of if someone catches their eye just for general interest, because Crearyn is like a blank slate, if you will.
Yeah.
They'll get like on a chase lounge and they'll get some like food
Perfect.
and they'll slowly be
You're a
eating it.
vibe farmer.
Yeah, and
You're
as
like-
they take a, it's
you're
like
like-
it's like that those scenes in movies, yeah, where someone catches your eye and then like someone like there's like that frame where someone passes or like
Yeah.
the billowing of a blanket, and in that moment, Crearyn is going to shift their form, and it's like each time they shift, it's like trying to find the one that will pique that person's interest that
Okay.
they made eye contact.
This is gonna be fun.
So like.
This will be fun. Cool.
I will say this: Crearyn's changeling visage is not the visage. Like, it's not the same general makeup that they usually look like. There's a level of it where it's they're even shape change to the point of where it's not. If they were to be seen on the street, they wouldn't be associated. It'd be like, oh, that looks like that person.
Yeah,
of course. I guess in a way, but
of course,
it's hard to hide changeling.
Okay. Roll me a persuasion check, because this seems very persuasive.
Yeah. That's definitely the vibe they were going for. I don't have anything on these. Okay. Let's roll it. Okay. Dirty 20. 13 plus 7.
So you're sprawled out.
Yeah.
This gentlemanly dwarven individual, in like elegant blue and white and gray silks, of well braided beard, well kept orange hair, orange beard, kind of sees you and walks over. They're holding a pitcher of wine and a goblet in their hand. Like, couldn't help but notice the ribbon on your arm.
Right. You have a preference? A choice?
What do you mean?
They're gonna just like it's less. This is gonna be less gruesome, like the others. Like for the shock factor that Crearyn doesn't with the others.
Just
this one's gonna be. They're actually gonna take a bit of like silk or like cloth that they have, and they're gonna slowly drag it up their leg and pull it up their body. And as it is, it's almost like it's revealing flesh tone, and even shifting. They're gonna shift to more of a dwarven form.
Okay.
They doesn't have much in their repertoire, but they'll have a male and female pretty much of each.
Yeah. Okay.
Counterpart. But it's gonna go for a female form just because
Yeah.
that's the generic assumption.
And you said you got a 20?
A dirty 20, yeah.
Okay.
I could do this.
Well,
Something a little bit more.
he seems,
Yeah. Do they appear noble?
Yeah,
Do they
they're like
appear
well
royal
dressed,
or-
refined. Yeah. Oh,
What exactly are you looking for?
anything to help me forget the cold.
Right. Well, I'm. For a first time, let's keep things. Let's keep things under wraps. Then, if you like what I offer, then maybe we can explore other options.
Absolutely.
The female dwarven Crearyn is going to slide off and is going to grab one of their hands and it's going to look for a vacant room. Along the way, Crearyn is grabbing little objects that would work for like sensory play. So like maybe a candle that's lit, a couple feathers,
Oh boy.
even some. Yeah. So Crearyn's that will be what Crearyn will do. And during this, Crearyn is going to be trying to work the floor, or work this guy in a way that is consensual arousement. So like in the sense of like finding the right spots to hit. Do you like a little rough? Do you like it softer? But also working it to where the conversation will drift. I'm going to play off this 20, where the conversation will drift into, the comfortable levels of whatever they're willing to express. Because once you start getting somebody a little loosey-goosey, that's why they call it pillow talk. Because once you get out of that, once you get into that comfort, and you feel whatever, and Crearyn's good at creating that attachment if needed, they're gonna poke and prod a little bit about what's been happening, more specifically in the spire. Am I thinking the right place? Within the ivories.
Yeah, the ivory spires. Yeah. Okay. Bring him to your room.
Sure.
Over the course of the day, because it's still early morning. It's like it's afternoon.
Yeah, I would say part of this would have probably, if it's gonna feel like it's gonna be like a long event, like a long day kind
Probably.
of situation.
Right
As the
now
others
it's
were
just
getting
like,
there,
before we go to get Samira, let's just have something to eat quick, and then I mean, we know where she's going. We'll get there.
and Crearyn will send
Yeah,
a message,
sure.
a message to the direction of Abraham and them. More specific, not to Abraham because he can't hear it. Well, no. Message will work.
You can hear
It's a
message.
whisper.
Message. Yeah, you can hear
Right.
message. Yeah.
Just a message. This is probably gonna be a while, so you all. I'll get what I can get. So. I'll be here. You know where to find me. And
Yeah,
then
you
we'll
got it.
proceed. So
Okay.
that they know.
So as you're with this dwarf, sorry if I'm a little nervous. My wife recently passed away, and I'm new to sort of all of this. I'm Lord Thadrin Embervane.
Oh no, that means his wife is potentially a vampire victim.
Oh, here, before we begin, and they hand you a coin purse. Inside is 250 gold pieces.
Big money.
Big
Yeah.
fucking money.
What are they paying these freaking worms?
Is that a worm?
Oh.
Hey,
No.
He's
listen,
one of the.
listen. This guy is probably. This is probably the. You know. The most
He is
connection
probably-
this person's had
Yeah.
in like a period of time in his grief. So
Yeah, so
some
Crearyn's
people pay a
gonna-
lot for that.
Trickle down
Fuck
economics
time.
works, guys.
And
So
just
as
so
he's-
we're just so we're clear, not every
Yeah.
noble on this continent is evil, and this man does not seem
Yeah.
evil.
Mm-hmm.
That's also the vibe check that Crearyn's gonna go for. So
Yeah.
it's trying to get that sense of what these people may be, the inclination. But as he's talking about tender moments, the reason why I'm all about doing this because I've been in this situation. As they start talking about tender moments, Crearyn's actually going to turn up the volume or the I don't want to say the physicality of it. So as
Yeah.
he starts to talk about something, you tend to work on the opposite direction of that because then it allows them to feel that openness to be that way. So Crearyn's not gonna it's not like a deep tissue massage, but definitely is going to reveal the back and is going to be pressing hands
Okay.
and even using the probably has even like a cup and is using that as
Oh, okay.
effectively like a tool to get a little
Yeah.
bit deeper into the tissue. This
Perfect.
is a big dwarven meat body, so
Yeah.
he's trying to play into that.
He's probably like an older dwarf man. He's not like elderly. He's probably
Right.
middle aged for a dwarf, and he's just quiet, responsive to what you're doing.
Yeah, Crearyn's going to, I think, play into. So he opened up a bit of the conversation. Crearyn is going to play into as though they've heard. We don't have to really role play every bit, but
No, of
effectively
course
that
not.
they've heard about what's been happening, and
Mhm.
if that is is that trying to find a connection between the
Yeah.
others as opposed to this? Was this something? Yeah.
She got sick. Like the others, she was burned.
Does that story seem to fit the story that Scratch told us? I don't think it does. Right? They were found
not
just
yet.
yeah. Oh, got it.
They wouldn't let me see her. Said her body was too far gone, infectious, that it would be a risk to. Look at her. but they said that they had positively ID'd her. We all know each other, but they all knew me and my wife. When all was said and done, they gave me her ashes. It's only been a week or so, and I already forget what she looked like and what she sounded like.
Do you have a portrait of her?
He walks over to where his clothes are and pulls out a locket and shows you a picture of this middle-aged dwarven woman with like bouncy braided orange hair with some gray streaks through it. I have a weird thing to ask.
Sure, it's not that weird.
Could you look like her? I'll pay extra if it's weird for you.
It's not. One limitation is that in this form, or in the forms of others that have such a deep connection, I do restrict the physicality of what happens, so it's a visual
That's
appreciation.
all I need. Just to see her again.
Brenna will step back and kind of like those, what are those, like changing privacy panel things. I'm gonna walk behind there. I'm gonna carry a candle so you have the illusion. I'm gonna set the candle so it casts that shadow. And he gets to see the visual, the silhouette shift from the his wife, the one that she's seeing.
Okay.
Now, but there is a limitation. Effectively, Crearyn is not being able to recreate because he doesn't see the full thing. So it's like just putting a bust on a body that is very, very, very basic. It has probably has the same general design. It just takes the skin tone of the form, but it would not match.
You get a sense it's as long as the face is
right. And Crearyn will kind of like put their finger over the lips because Crearyn has never heard them talk, so they can't mimic the voice, unfortunately. So they're going to kind of put their finger over the lip as they step out.
Okay.
And will gingerly approach. And Crearyn is not stupid. And will have they will be ready to fight if needed.
Hands you an additional 150 gold.
Ooh.
You get a sense he's wealthy, is very wealthy.
Sit on the bed. Just let him wander, and if he seems respectful,
he's respectful.
Feels there will be a ginger touch of the hand, and just allow him the tender moments of touching the face,
Perfect.
the hair.
It's probably how the rest of the event unfolds.
Sure.
Meanwhile, before all this happens, Samira, you are sneaking somewhere. Where are
I
you
do want to
sneaking?
say, just for Abe's sanity, I do bring Scribble with me.
Okay.
Kind of just shoving Scribble wherever they will fit and be nondescript. But I'm going back to the Church of the Scar.
Okay. You make your way there. It's like I said, it's only like a city block or so. So you get there pretty quick.
I'm going to watch the building for a minute, see if any of the others catch up to me, and then I'm gonna cross to the boarded up front door pull out a dagger and I want to cut, prick my thumb.
Okay.
And I don't have a pulse, so there's not a lot of blood. But I'm just gonna...
You take 1 point of damage.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. And I'm just gonna... As a sorcerer, most likely. And I'm just gonna take a deep breath and smear it on the door.
Okay. You feel more blood pulled out of your thumb?
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of seeps into the grains of the door. And you blink, and you're inside.
Do I still have Scribble with me?
We'll get there.
Okay.
The interior of the church is heavy with silence and the cloying scent of incense, sweat, and blood. Red light filters through tall, narrow stained glass windows, painting the sanctuary in warped images of devotion through agony. Limbs outstretched, veins opened, mouths catching the sacred flow, all depicted in the stained glass. The architecture is all hard edges and inward pressure. It feels like stepping inside a chest just before the screen. At the center of the church lies a jagged black slab, an altar, now crowned with the body of an elderly man, naked, but for a red cloth draped over his eyes. His skin is pale and sunken, his arms laid open from wrist to elbow, blood trickling into narrow channels carved into the stone of the altar. The channels pulse faintly as blood is drawn to a central basin where a priest and acolytes, all in blood-stained robes, gather. They kneel around the basin with ritual precision, steel goblets raised, and each drink in turn, silent, reverent lips pressed to the metal, as if tasting divinity itself. The priest, clad in dark crimson robes lined with ritual scars, chants low and steady. As he drinks last, he tips his head back, and the congregation echoes a mantra, as one. The scar remembers, the scar redeems. Worshippers crowd the iron-grated floor, many bearing fresh cuts upon their palms or forearms, blood mingling with that of the offering as it flows across the stone in carefully designed rivulets. And as you enter, the old man looks in your direction. Welcome to the church. Thank you for your offering. All may enter, but none leave unchanged. The body forgets pain, the scar does not. Curiosity is the first cut. But know this, once you've stepped inside, the scar does not forget you. Every drop given is recorded, every hesitation remembered. What brings you here, Samira?
I'm looking for information about my brother.
Your brother?
Sumaji.
Sumaji. And why would we have these answers? We answer only to the blood. The blood tells us what we need to know. We care little for what goes on outside our doors.
His craft was similar to that of yours.
Was it?
I was hoping you could enlighten me.
Enlighten you? By the way, Scribble is not there.
Oh, fuck.
Only you were permitted inside.
Okay. Cool. Scribble, I hope you're okay outside.
Oh, he's shunted right back to Abe.
Okay.
You don't know that.
I don't know that. I think Scribble's just outside in the cold right now. So, Samira's understanding of what Sumaji did and what she had seen
Can we do a
is
quick cutaway?
No, not right now.
Okay.
okay. Her understanding of what Sumaji could do was similar to what the Church of the Scarred could do based on what, like, external context, but with a draconic flavor. And I'm not sure how to phrase that without outing both me and Sumaji.
Yeah. You seek answers in the blood, then.
Yeah.
He holds out a hand. Not like a.
Step.
He's like he offers his hand out to you.
Mm-hmm. I'll step forward and take it.
He leads you towards the altar. Grabs one of the goblets that has yet been drunk from and dunks it into the rivulets of blood flowing from this man on the slab. Take a drink and perhaps you'll see.
I look at the goblet. I look to him. I think about Sumaji and what he would probably tell me not to do in this moment. And then I drink.
Okay. Before you drink, as you begin to pull the goblet up to your lips, the congregation and the priest all chant at once as you prepare to drink. The blood is not his, it is ours. It carries memory. It carries judgment. It carries the truth the flesh has carved. Drink and let the scar remember you. And you said you drink, so you drink. Lex, what would Samira see?
Yes?
What would Samira see involving Samaji and whatever ritual it was that made him what he is?
The prophecy is coming true from Grandma's claws.
The prophecy.
Yeah, so it's probably not too different to what Samira is experiencing. So how much is revealed to Samira in this moment?
Everything.
Okay. So
But this knowledge,
me a word picture, Lex.
this knowledge, this is an evil ritualistic church. This knowledge comes with a cost.
right. So but whenever Samira is effectively getting a visual, like it's
I
not
gave
like a
lots of
scrying,
warnings
it's
that this
just
church is
seeing-
evil.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So, but it's not like a scrying spell. It's not like only like a 10-foot area.
No,
It's
this
literally
is
getting-
like whatever.
Okay.
The blood reveals
Okay.
almost.
So what is revealed is there is a similar ritualistic aspect to the consumption of blood. It seems as though that is a consistent on this, but the difference is that the blood has been magically infused, ritualistically infused to combine the hemocraft as well as draconic entities to create these forms that you saw Samaji take. The portions that you see is that there are not many people involved in the ritual, or there are not many people present as Samaji is ingesting the blood. What you would see is, because this was part of this, was Samira, your body is there. It is present in this time. Samaji did not become what he was until after your body was found. That was the trade. And that's effectively what I would say probably part of the conversation is our deal has been done now it is your turn to offer what you have offered, and it is effectively his body, his form. Though it is a brief consumption, he almost throws up. But he lays, so effectively there's two beds. He lays head to head with you on one, and the person, the doctor that has been assisting this medical individual, begins to effectively do a blood transfusion on Samaji. So effectively, the blood is not just, it needs to go directly through the vein. So yeah, it's effectively a blood. It's like draining his blood with the blood of that's been infused with the Rime King's scale, or whoever's scale. He doesn't know at this point. And as he blacks out, the other side of that ritual is you are awakening, and you are coming to, and your part of your essence is being pulled aggressively against the threads of fate, out of someone's grasp, utilizing part of that draconic essence, that magic, because they have found a way, or this individual has found a way to do this. Though as he is pulling you aggressively to get your soul back, it is not complete. It's almost like tearing part of you. That's why you are not whole. And you can affect, Samaji wouldn't necessarily see this, though he is conscious, semi-conscious. You would be seeing that push and pull effect of it before you would black out once again. The strain of being rebirthed too much. And Samaji would wake, and with you seemingly with your body, he does not know that it has worked, doesn't know if it worked or not. He would feel the betrayal before he would leave. He would not tell anybody, does not communicate this to the others, but he effectively absconds with the magic he just received, as well as his dead but not really dead sister's body before. I guess that would be the end. I don't know how far you want me to go with it.
Yes. Okay. So Samira, you see all that, and when you come to, you're laying on the floor of the church. The congregation and the priests are all gathered around you, and the priest kneels down and says, "Did you see what you sought, what you looked for? Did the blood give it to you, give you your answer?"
I think her eyes have welled with tears, and she just slowly sits up, letting the goblet roll away from her as she does so. And just says, "What's your price?"
You've already paid it.
Can I tell what's missing from me?
No.
Am I able to...
As you're still there, he says, you who are uncut by the scar, know this. Once the blood touches your tongue, you are never alone again. You are seen, you are marked, you are remembered. From this cup there is no turning back. It will burn in you, whisper in you, bind you. Pain will call you, the scar will answer. You are now whole. You are with us. It will live in you now, the blood, the scar, the wound you chose. There is no forgetting it. You will hear its voice in the dark when you are lonely. It will comfort you when you need it. It will numb pain and grief. He smiles a little bit, and the congregation will smile with him. For after today, you are healed. And that's where we're going to end the session for the week.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
Scribble comes back like to Abe earlier, and he's just like, "Whoa, whoa!" Like his book is just lying on the thing, and it just goes. "Rah!"
But that's where we're gonna end it. I mentioned it a few times. The church is weird. They're fucked. And here we are.
You know what? You know what my favorite thing?
There's
Kate
still
always
guys.
makes a decision that does some fucking crazy shit to alter her character.
Yeah,
Every
time.
Every campaign it seems.
The whole point of living in a story is character
Yeah, of course.
growth and change. Just the whole point.
You learned what you wanted to learn,
Unless you're me.
but at a cost, which
I just kill my characters off.
which
That's
I'm
why
very,
I change-
I'm very excited to explore what that cost is going
God,
to
that's gonna
be.
be so fun. That's wild.
Yeah.
A church of
I also
esoteric cult-like people who worship the blood and say they hear voices in the blood. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. I also didn't want to let all the shit Justin prepped for Sumaji to go to waste.
Oh, no matter either or, it wouldn't.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. I just didn't.
Dude, Justin, that was really fun.
It was a
Like,
super good
walking
session.
through the city was really cool.
Yeah.
It felt very engaging, and it felt scary because
Easy, and also
we know
easier to
some
do
fucking
that.
shit is
Easier to
happening.
do that in a bit of a longer one when there's less people too. So, because there's not so many like things
Yeah.
happening at once. So,
Yeah, this was really cool. Like
I enjoyed that.
like feeling the vibe of like all the NPCs and stuff. That was really really cool, especially around like the school and that interaction around the Bastille was fucking awesome. The the dancing thing, and then the
Yes.
like the part of the play.
Wild.
Oh my god, the riffing there felt really cool. Yeah, and then like the riffing at Dickory Dock felt really awesome too. That was really cool. I thought that was a fun vibe you set up there as well. Yeah, all around this was really
Big
cool
fan.
and fun.
yeah. Next week will be
very big fan.
interesting. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. Obviously, weird shit happened in this one. So, yeah. Bye-bye.